How's it going, guys? Let me fix a couple of things here. So that much is done. I guess I should rebroadcast to Twitch as well. I'm not sure how good Twitch chat is, but we'll see. All right, so Twitch chat is here as well, and this is all, so I can see all of those chats as well consolidated. I'd love to put this right here, and then I can mute this, and then actually stream on TikTok. All right, now we go live. All right, that's way better. All right, nice. There is also the YouTube should be up, hopefully. Oh shoot, the YouTube should be up. Let's go into YouTube and check. YouTube Studio. If I am on the right account. And let's just go to view my channel. How's it going, AK? And this should be all right. Nice. Now we're locked in. Let me make sure I close anything extra that's unneeded. Spotify's unneeded here. All right, let's start. Gonna open Roblox Studio. How's it going? I got a couple of tasks to accomplish today. Holy crap. Okay, so I need to fix a bunch of stuff later. But in terms of that, we have to, number one, just add more progression to the Tycoon game. So we can kind of test the different systems and see how they work. Apparently it's open on my Mac. Oh shoot. Okay. Let's open this on my Mac and fix it. Because I got Roblox Studio on my MacBook and it's been alright so far on there. Give me 1 second. So I think I should be able to close this. Because I don't know if I get committed as well. Because now I'm using, what is it? I'm using Rojo to do my stuff. Alright, let me close out. And let me make sure I'm get committed as well. So get add, get commit, blah, blah, blah. Get, oh, it's up to date with master worktree. Nice. All right. We're not doing any get stuff anymore. All right. And now we can open cursor. How's it going, Prince? Oh shoot, I didn't post my videos today. Oh my god, yo, I've been really off. Like I literally didn't post a video I was supposed to post. Oh shoot, that's fine. I can just do this here, and I can blip it to myself. How's it going, guys? Yeah, I did not post the video I was supposed to post before stream. That's all right. All right. Let's go to cursor. Get things started on cursor. All right. This is the init server.lua. I like this, and let's go back. All right. When we start the game, a couple of things we need to fix now. So right now, yes, we get spawned in. Yeah, I'm still working on Roblox game yet right now. Yeah. Oh, holy crap! Look at how much money I have. Oh, there's decimals on it. Okay, I can fix that. But yeah, boom. That's my money right there. And then we can buy the intern desk. Nice. Okay, a couple of things we need to fix. Number one, I need to fix that billboard GUI. It looks absolutely dog. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me start again so y'all can see this. Let me move this into replicated storage. If you look at the billboard GUI right here, hold on. This absolutely dog. So we need to fix this entire shit that's going on here. We need to add more interns as well. And we just need to go through the entire process. Because I've ironed out my ideas a lot more. I've gotten a builder on and he's working on the building stuff right now. So I need to fix my portion of all the issues. Alright guys, and you're gonna watch me actively try to post a TikTok as well while doing this. Let's connect to Rojo. So let's go into cursor. We're gonna do a couple of things here. We're gonna do Rojo open menu, and we're gonna connect. Now it's started, and we're gonna connect this. Oh shoot! I'm supposed to get pull. Get pull. Boom. Okay. Now everything should be fine. Abort. Okay. Now we can run Rojo again. Plugins. How's it going, guys? Connect. That sounds about right. All right. Nice. How's it going, OP? Where's my video not showing up here? I did just send it to myself. Yo, how's it going, Gomez? I'm trying to actively post a TikTok video as like doing this, because I forgot to post my TikTok video before I started live streaming. But did I close Blip on accident? Oh, I got logged out. You're joking. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What inspired me to build this? All right, the reason why I built this entire game was, number one, I wanted to go back to Roblox Studio because I actually started off my programming journey in Roblox Studio, and then I ended up giving up because it was way too hard for me. I didn't even know how to like do like core programming concept. And another reason I got into this idea again was because my little brother is trying to get into Roblox Studio. I want to encourage him to be like, yo, you can do it. You got this, right? You got this. So I'm trying to go back into Roblox Studio and showing him that, hey, this is not that difficult. It's not that crazy. Yo, bro, I got a big question for you. How did you learn how to program? All right, so like, let me go back again. Okay, so like the core idea of me learning how to program, I would say would be Scratch. Scratch is like the easiest like logical programming like step you could take. And then I went through Scratch. I went into Roblox Studio, gave up on Roblox Studio, went into Unity, gave up on Unity. After Unity, I was like, you know what? Fuck all of this. I'm not gonna be coding at all. So I ended up like spending 2 to 3 years not doing coding at all, just like doing school stuff. And then I got back into programming with creating apps, right? And once I started creating apps, I was like, yo, programming's actually fire, very fun, and like I can see linear progression. Because the issue with game dev is that you have to learn so many different disciplines, and you're like, yo, what am I doing, right? So for a little kid like me back then, when I was learning Roblox Studio, it was quite a bit to just handle all at once, right? So eventually I got really good at creating apps. I created a bunch of apps that were really successful, and I was like, you know what? Might as well go back to Roblox Studio and see what's popping. Hell yeah, I gotta run that back sometimes. Yeah, definitely, bro. I'm doing a 2-week challenge, trying to create a game in 2 weeks. Low key, I think I'm kind of cooked. We're on day 6, and this is all I've got. Oh shoot, I need to do a verification code on my email. Give me just a hot second. Yeah, Icarus to Rodev is 10 out of 10 character development. Create an unprofitable AI game start. Yeah, essentially that's what I'm creating at Edis. It's essentially a B2B startup tycoon type thing. You have but right now I'm stuck on finishing the project because I want to build but you have no clue what to do, like how to use JS. I would say break the project up to like the most simplest of parts is what you need to do. So break up your project into the most simplest of parts, and then you can kind of like start like mapping out what you need to learn. Because at the end of the day, programming, whatever discipline it is, breaking up stuff to the most simplest of parts is the next step to actually like being able to do things. 43. Oh, I just messed up my verification code. Oh shoot. 69043. All right, nice. Okay. Comp size like a glacier. All you see is the top poking out, and there's so much more to it. Yeah, I feel like even game dev is even worse than that, because like you end up like interacting with games a bunch. There's like a 10 million games, right? But you never actually realize what actually goes on into this. Like what goes into this? The art, the sound design, the UI, the physics, all these little like game design mechanics like clicking together, and you think, oh yeah, this is free ball, this is easy knowledge. No, it's not, bro. It's so complicated. There's so many layers to this, bro. Is Roblox Studio even worth it? Is it really possible to make? Oh, people make a whole bunch of money on Roblox Studio, like a freaking crap ton of money. You just have to be really strategic with how you make your games. Don't try to make like the next goated game, right? Because you're gonna end up failing with that like concept in mind. Like just like stick to really grounded ideas and try to market yourself a lot, and you should be able to make a sizable bit of money off Roblox. It's all about strategy at the end of the day. Let's see this. All right, now I can actually blip it to my phone. Holy crap. All right, I'm gonna blip it to my phone here. Nice. Yo, how's it going, Justin? All right, we can close this here. Isn't a Godot and Unity better, or should I give Roblox Studio a shot and make a trending product? I would say Roblox Studio is definitely for a specific market if you only want to create a game on Roblox, because like Roblox Studio gives you like, first of all, you don't have to really quote unquote market much, or you don't really have to deal with like the developer overhead of like having to publish to a store, have to do all of that. Roblox is more of like a platform you can you can immediately get things done on, and has a bunch of like built-in stuff you can use. But if you want to create a full proper game, yes, going through like Unity or Godot or Unreal Engine is the proper channels to do that. Let's see here. Okay, now that I got the file on my phone, I should be able to post a TikTok. Guys, you know I didn't post my TikTok before I stream. I edited 2 TikToks and then I just completely forgot. Like my brain like absolutely like forgot about those. Okay, there it is. And let's do this right here. How's my Figma GUI looking like? This is what my Figma kind of stuff looks like. So guys, I kind of came up with another idea like last night, where like instead of having like the GUI for like LARPing to just be like out in the open, I thought that you should have like a kind of like a main base like computer interface where like give me a second, it should be one of these. Is it this one? It's probably this one. All right, now you can have kind of like a main base computer interface where you are able to like open like 2 apps, which would be like Investor Central, where you just like go to investors, and Linked Out, which is like the LARPing interface. And you have like these 2 interfaces on the computer where you do stuff, right? So I've kind of come up with like again, this is gonna be the wallpaper for the computer. This is gonna be like where the UI is on, and you click the Linked Out button to open Linked Out, and then I'm gonna have another app called like the Investor whatever, right? So going through that process as well. Why did GitHub catch a stray? Bro, I'm literally making a TikTok actively as we speak. Alright, I'm gonna do this. 1, 2, 3. Alright, nice. Have I tried importing into Studio yet? Oh yeah, it's in Studio right now. I can show you. Let's see. Let's go into Starter GUI, Screen GUI, and just like enable it, because I disabled it because I want to actually work on the game and not worry about this interface. But if you look at this right now, it's fully scripted and everything, except it's not. That's weird. Oh, because it's not in. Okay, I know what's happening. It's erroring out because I didn't put my default Tycoon back into replicated storage. So we can do that, and then we can go in here. I'm going to dip by happy coding. Keep up with the progress. Thank you, man. All right, if you look at this right here, right? So whenever you spawn in, you get like, I built a ROI, future-proof, innovation, synergy, full stack, growth, hacker, like all that stuff, right? And then you can post it. I haven't made it like highlighted, but it does work where you can post it, boom, and then you get a bunch of hype. You can see the hype right here. And so there's also like a cooldown on it as well. So you'll have a cooldown on all that stuff together. Let's make it centered. And then I can just go in, make sure it doesn't take too long. Number 4. All right. I'm going to so you got to use like perfect words when posting. Not necessarily. You just have to spam words. Have you considered the risk meter suggestion? I haven't like really thought about it too much of like having risk, because like that's another vertical I'll have to manage, because right now even managing the hype system as well as the funding system is quite a headache to go through without actually solidifying them. What's my next big project gonna be about? Or have you not thought about that yet? My next thing after the Roblox thing is finishing up Icarus for the hackathon that we have at Cloud9. Then after that, we're gonna be doing the Swift Developer Challenge, which is basically like a 1 to 3 week thing where like you have to build an application with like Swift and making a Mac OS application. So we're gonna go through that entire process of like my head just like hitting the wall. So yeah. And then I can just generate subtitles here. Is Roblox dev easy? Yes and no, I would say. It's like it's a sort of mix between the two. Yes, it's easier than traditional game dev, but yes, you still have to learn a lot of things. Would you not just use Dart and Flutter for the mobile devices? I would say no, because the Swift challenge is for building applications in Swift/Xcode. So I'm trying to force myself to do like a myriad of experience doing random stuff, essentially. Because again, it's great content, and at the end of the day, I do get away with learning a lot. Let's make sure I'm watching YouTube chat as well. I have this like bad habit of not like watching YouTube chat and like, just letting them like feed like die off. I need to make sure I'm keeping an eye on that. Yeah, so and I don't know Swift, and I'm basically learning essentially. Yeah, am I coding? Yes, I am. No B2B simulator. I mean this is B2B simulator right here. All right, so you have a tycoon, right? And then essentially you go in, you buy, you get money, and then you buy your interns, and then they LARP for you, and then you go on LinkedIn and you LARP as well to get more money. I forgot Dara was too popular to read YouTube chat, so I had to come back here. But I was reading it, bruh. Like a little bit. How's it going, Griffin? It's just that I'm so used to like TikTok chat only. I do have YouTube chat on the side, but I'm just so used to TikTok chat only. So we're gonna work on that today. What happened to LeetCode? I hate LeetCode. All right. Okay, let me post this video. I realize I'm not even getting any progress now because I'm trying to post a video. GitHub cooked chat. All right. Hashtag GitHub. Hashtag coding. Hashtag sweet. Hashtag LARP. All right. Give me a second. And hashtag what is it? What is it? CS. Do I think LeetCode is useful? It depends, honestly. Is LeetCode useful to help you get a job? I would say yes, because that's literally a skill check. That is dead ass a skill check you have to pass, right? And in terms of like LeetCode, in terms of like your ability to develop and make like and code and be a SWE, I don't think it's directly relational at all. It's literally just like algorithmic thinking. Half of those algorithms you're never gonna write actually in reality. So yeah. Sweet internet Amazon without a decent LeetCode profile is unheard of, especially in 2025. That's because I went through the Amazon Future Engineer program, and I actually it's a program for people in their senior year of high school. So I had to apply in my senior year of high school, and I had to like show like my coding rep, I guess, and showing my GitHub, showing my LinkedIn, showing all that stuff, and like writing a bunch of essays as well. No, they don't. What is LeetCode? Is TSA LARP buzzword I need or not? I mean, technically you need it, but it's not necessarily what you need right now. Since you're still in high school, I wouldn't be worrying about LeetCode. Just focus on actually building actual projects. All right, now that I've posted the video, I can like relegate to do something. Is it good to post a project on GitHub? Yes, of course. Let's do that. Give me un segundo real quick, and I can just add this to my story, and then we can be done with me trying to post on TikTok while I'm on stream. I should have done this earlier, but it's what it is. All right, what app is it? Oh, the app that has 1,000+ users is, give me a second. This is it right here. This is called Icarus. It's a Valorant strategy creator. So it's a tool to allow Valorant players and esports teams to plan strategies for Valorant inside of the game, outside of the game. And basically the entire shtick is that I bring in all of the in-game context, I bring in all the in-game data, and I put everything together in a basically a suite where you can access all of that data, and it's exactly one for one to how it behaves within the game of Valorant. So take for example, like this right here, right? Like this ability right here is exactly one to one to how it behaves within the game of Valorant, and it becomes really important because you can basically have all these principles together in a place where you can make sure it's update with the game, and you can share it with your teammate as well. Paying for AccuFlow but can't manage your time, sob, bro. I'm trying to. This is weird though. Second Abyss. Why is this on here? Uh-oh. Have I messed something up? Why are these like fused together? Oop. That's weird. These are not supposed to be here. Are they supposed to be here? I think I might have just dragged them on myself. Never mind. I'm tweaking. I did these like literally yesterday. I found out there's an Icarus game on stream on Steam as well. Can you learn Swift lessons on LeetCode? I would say possibly, but Swift is, again, I would just use Swift as is, what it's meant to do, which is meant to build like iOS and like macOS applications now. What tech stack did I use on it? I use Flutter and then Riverpod and Hive. So Riverpod for state management and Hive for like saving stuff. What's the caveat? I mean, incoming a freshman at Amazon for sweet internship is very unheard of. All right, I'm gonna give you context. So there is this. Oh, my browser's on the other side of the screen. There's this program called the Amazon Future Engineers Program, and it's basically a way to get like a quote unquote guaranteed Amazon SD internship in your freshman year of college, and as a scholarship as well. And in order to get in, you have to like number one be a comp sci major, and then you have to like show them that hey, you know what the fuck you're doing. So you have to show them programming experience. Your GitHub, your LinkedIn, and write a bunch of essays as well. And essentially they only pick 400 people, and I was one of them. So that's how I got into the position. All right, let's look at this though. I'm very, very curious about this. How's it going, Da Vinci? We jawing this motherfucker? Yes, we are, bro. All right, let me fix the GUI for this. So finally I can actually focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, number one, low key, I want to write a script so I don't lose my mind constantly. So if we go into the data init right here, this is where we first access anything leader stats generated, right? So init server.luau, and this is where we're requiring all of these guys, right? Let's go into data manager. How do you get people to download your projects? Okay, so the entire shtick of this is that my entire approach to building projects in general is to build stuff that solves issues within my life. And by extension, the fact that it solved a problem within my life means there's probably people with the same problem as mine. So essentially, I just go to like the places where those people hang out. I talk to them. I become friends with them. I'm like, yo, hey, I built this tool, blah, 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 and it solves this specific issue. And more than not, they're always like happy to use it, right? And then there's also like the fact that you kind of market on social media and like do all that stuff as well to get more users as well. But that's the entire shtick on like in the approach to get more users. Essentially, as Da Vinci said, make a good thing, people will use it. That's literally it. Of course, you need to do some like initial marketing and stuff, but apart from that, that's literally the recipe. Make a good thing and people will use it. I'm making an API wrapper for ShipStation right now because there isn't a great one. See, like that's a fire idea right now, and then people are gonna be like, "Whoa, that's actually kind of useful and save my life." So I'll just use it anyways. Exactly. Let's see this Spawn Tycoon. Like the essential goal of Sweet, like I'm not sure if I'm dumbing it down here, is to essentially spend a lot of time on one thing so you and other people don't have to spend that same time anymore, essentially. How do I get good at data structures and algorithms? So DSA would be just practice a lot of LeetCode, like genuinely. That's literally the only way to grind out DSA. Build projects also helps scale like in a very different like way. But just for like pure DSA and learning DSA, I would say just like grind LeetCode. There's literally no other option. Also making things that use them is also a thing, yeah. How about a music media player that acts as a library for music? I'm thinking of a green logo with 3 black stripes. Maybe call it Spotify. Very interesting startup idea. You can low-key make it like low-key, because then people can like listen to a bunch of music and you can have like an AI algorithm that like suggests them stuff. That's really smart idea. You low-key so right. And at the end of the year, you do like a thing called like maybe like a recap, a rap maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Just an idea I'm throwing out. It'll never catch on, though, bro. How's Scamming Simulator moving? Doing really well right now. Right now I'm focusing on, first of all, refining the UI for like the drop button, and also adding more progression to the Tycoon itself, just to see if my progression system actually works. Because right now we only have one thing we can buy, and I want to make it so like we can have multiple things we can buy. And now I want to add a function essentially that automatically imports the Tycoon before the game even starts. So right now it's working because it's actually okay. Build a shuffle algorithm that actually doesn't shuffle and is built for keeping user retention. Exactly. Let me put this in here. That's one thing I thought that was crazy, was that Spotify doesn't even have an actual shuffle, like a truly random shuffle. Okay, let's look at this. So this is the first point of error. It's in the Spawn Tycoon. All right, let's go into the Spawn Tycoon and let's figure that out. All right. So blip, 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 blip. I can just search for it in cursor since I have Rojo now. All right, we're gonna search for the file called Spawn Tycoon, and we're gonna go into data in it, and essentially we're gonna be like, "Yope, if it's not there, let's do this. Local Tycoon model, right? Tycoon reference, and we essentially do this where we have this default Tycoon, right? And we can check whether actually we can do this. You can write an if statement right here. Oop, stop. Oh wait, it's doing it. I think we messed up, right? Hey, wait, stop, cursor, stop. I'm losing my mind. Can we stop this? Okay. I think we messed up. I think that's better. And why is it trying to delete all of my code? Holy crap. You actually don't want a random shuffle. What you want is an algorithmic shuffle. What you want is raw liver. All right, let's do this. Let's do, hopefully Rojo is on and synced. I would assume it's synced, right? It is synced. All right, now let's try this. Do we get a print from that hey, we messed up? Okay, so even that errors out. Okay, so let's do this. Have it be Tycoon reference. So instead of this, we'll just do find first child default Tycoon, and essentially we'll do this. So if is equals to nil, then we can kind of close this out essentially, and we'll find it in workspace. So we just do game.workspace game.workspace space. Actually, you can do get service let's do this actually. So local workspace is equal to get service workspace. How's it going, Cloud? Oh shoot, I forgot our YouTube chat. Oh, see, this is what happens to me. Hopefully nobody said anything in YouTube chat. Nobody said anything in YouTube chat. Great. This is the first streamer that's ever happy for nothing happening in another chat. This is crazy work. How's it going, not Garuda? All right, now we can essentially do if then essentially workspace, most likely he's gonna be here. Dot default underscore Tycoon dot parents is equal to what is it? What are we looking for here? Replicated storage. Replicated storage is not defined. Game.replicated storage should be fine. Game.replicated storage. Boom. Now technically I can just print out because this is just gonna optimize my entire process floor, so I don't have to drop back and forth. Am I using Rojo? Yes, I am. I would use YouTube because it's more efficient for PC, but somebody has to use huge ego and doesn't read it. Bro, try. Go to YouTube right now. Go to YouTube right now and I'll read it. Let's see this. I'm looking for Roblox, and let's try to test this right now. So, hey, it works. Note Tycoon reference found spawning in the default. Yes. So now I can essentially work on it in workspace, and it automatically sends it to replicated storage before the game starts. This is just like a little dev patch there. Okay. Nice. Okay. Oh, we hit the follower goal. Thank you guys so much. Are we gonna hit like what 3,000 followers before the end of winter break? All right, let's do this much here. So we have what am I doing here? Okay. Now we can edit this. And I have to figure out how to use a freaking Surface GUI. Holy crap. That's fine. Alright. Surface GUI. Surface. Not even that. It's not even revenue board. It's right here. So item to show. And I can do this where I have office chair, Roblox baby. This right here. No? That's a different thing. It would be the... Oh, trying to reconnect. Oh, shoot. Did my Wi-Fi go out? That's weird. Alright. Buy button. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm looking for. So in the buy button, there's a script here that runs. Now, I'm essentially going to nuke that script and make it a module script right now. Oh, it's already a module script. That's nice. Okay. And then I can just delete this then. Delete. Nice. Okay. Finally have a time and I started my own project. Hope it goes well. Good luck with that, bro. I hope it goes well as well. Alright, we have we have a UI list, and essentially what we can do here is that does the billboard even have a size thing? Sizing thing? Why is the delay on YT so huge? I have zero idea. I don't know if I didn't put a YT in there. I'll have to go fix it later then. Should I low-key not? Should I only stream on YT and TikTok then, and like not have Twitch in there as well? Because that's just like random, at least to me. Let's actually just put in a frame here. And then now that we have a frame in here, I can essentially just drag all of these as the children of that frame. Boom, right? Ooh, that's a lot better to like handle, I guess. YouTube, TikTok is comp. All right, bet. UI list layout. I mean, I can just move the UI list layout under here. Boom. That's a lot better to work with. But then we still have the issue of this scaling back and forth whenever we're moving back and forth, right? So essentially, I think what we can do is we don't have to use scale necessarily, because what scale does is actually we're using offset here. I think here, maybe the size of the billboard. What are we doing here? We're using scale. If we use offset instead of scale, what does that give us? So we use like 50 for X. How about we use 100 for X? Wait, when we go back and forth, does the width change? Not necessarily, I would say. And for Y, we just use a like random number like 100 as well, right? But it still gets bigger and as we go backwards. So let's see, size offset, studs world offset. It's like, let's take 50, maybe 50. Oh, 50, not 500. 50, probably better. Oh shoot, 50 is maybe too high. How about we do 10? Okay, now it's like right above here, which is like again workable. I'm still trying to like get rid of this weird behavior with the billboard where it gets bigger as I'm going backwards. I still see no This is such an issue, no? Because there's no position on here, no? Am I Muslim? No. Position. Absolute position is right here. Oh, let's ask GPT and see how that goes. Maybe GPT has some insight that we have not yet figured out here. Yeah. So I have a what do I have again? I have a billboard GUI in Roblox, and for some reason, every time I go backwards, it gets smaller and it gets like it scales within the distance. I just want it to be just remain the same on the screen. I don't know why. Uh, let's see this. Christian, yes, if why not celebrating today? I mean, I am lucky. I mean, it is what it is. I just wanted to like hop on stream and have fun. Let's do this right here. So Lua, billboard, instance, all of that jazz, right? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Let's see. I mean, UDIM size, we're using UDIM studs offset. I don't even want to know it like programmatically. Is in studs and on the screen space where the camera moves away, it looks smaller since it's physically staying the same size in 3D. I mean, not that it looks smaller, it literally scales to be bigger on the screen. It's like it's looking smaller. It's scaling as we're moving back and forth. Like, am I crazy here? Or am I delusional? Or am I crazy? What AI am I using? I'm using GPT-5, but I'm using T3 chat in order to like communicate with that. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. What's there to celebrate? I know, right? We just sit outside and like camp Christmas. All right, let's figure this one out. So some part billboard check GUI. Always on top. True. I mean, let's do this. Okay. Always on top. I assume always on top is true, no? Does this matter at all? Okay, this is a lot better then. Okay, it's slightly better. Slightly better. What AI are you using? You use Notebook LM. I used Notebook LM before, like when I was studying for my Japanese test. Was it helpful? Not that much. I think they need to fix a couple of things in Notebook LM to make it truly helpful. But it felt a little bit off. Like it hallucinated a lot, and I didn't like that. So let's change this to 5. Always on top means you see it through other parts. Oh shoot, that's not very helpful then. Let's go to always on top and turn that off. Always on top. Okay. Is this normal behavior from like GUIs? Like when I'm going farther, it's like becoming bigger. I can't tell. It's just normal behavior from Billboard. I mean, let's look at this even here. Make the anchor point 0.5. 0.5. Let's see. 0.5. All right. And now when we're setting the position, we can set it to half and half essentially. Scale 0.5. 0.5. So boom, it's always in the center of things, right? Is it normal behavior to watch a YT vid to fix? It is normal. Okay. I'm gonna test it in the game and see how it looks. It's not. I feel like maybe it's over exaggerated in studio. Maybe in studio it's over exaggerated. I definitely need to like make it like smaller. How to fix billboard scaling, Roblox resizing, something like that. Not change the size while it's here. It is. This is the form. While it's zooming in and out. I just want to make sure you're gonna find any solution. It's because you're using offset instead of scale to size billboard GUI and its elements. Which usually be about GUI always being the same size as pixels on the Switch over to scale. That didn't fix my problem. Um, Here's the file. You're not using scale. You need to use scale to size the GUI elements. All right. I mean, okay, let's do this then. I'm gonna go in and make sure I'm not using scale anywhere. So we can do this. Actually, it's called. We can do position to scale, size to scale as well. Holy crap! Now it's small as fuck. Um. Oh shoot. Oh. Oh. Interesting. One. What's the Y scale as well? One. Huh. Interesting. But the issue when I scale it to one is that, holy crap. I can make the size dynamic by changing the distance from the player and the GUI. That's an approach as well. If I take this and I take the size of this and I change it from it being offset to being one. What do you think of a code review segment sometime? Like my code or like people's code? Because Loki, I could do a code review segment for my code because sometimes it's Loki kind of buns. And I just end up focusing on features and not shipping at like and focusing on shipping and not like looking at my code itself. Um, this needs to be. This is weird. This is just weird on Roblox. Position. Position is already using scale as well. Maybe the items themselves. So, size to scale as well. Is this better? Yeah. Okay. Loki, it is better, but now it's too small. um, so let's see. I think it'd be better to review old code of mine and point out mistakes. And then Griffin, if you want to drop your game's code as well, we can do that. Because I want to start off with like criticizing my code first, and that'll be probably like funny. That would be a pretty funny like section. And you love to join? All right, I bet. I have a couple of projects that we can go through. Let's see. I need to go through my Unk projects then. A script kid days? All right, I bet. You know what? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Christmas. How about we do let's see. I'm down for a Friday. I could do this on Friday. And then I could like Loki take a break from the Roblox game because Loki the Roblox game has been like hammering my mental like off stream because I think I can't finish it. So I think I need to give myself like some leeway with the Roblox game and not set it like a hard cap of 2 weeks. I feel like the 2 week stuff is too it's too much. It's too stressful on my mental. Any amazing progress today? Okay, so today we are trying to fix the GUI. So we're gonna go back to defeat the thing that defeated me essentially. And we're trying to figure out how to make it. We've kind of like made it so like it stays the same size on screen now, but the issue is that it's really tiny. Like almost to the point where it's like kind of like pathetic. Let's see. Max distance, reset of spawn size. Size is one. If one is, I mean, if it two, oh, oh, that's very small, is it? Now it actually looks like worthy of like actually like this looks a lot better. All right, now we can change the scale of the y-axis to be something like 10. Okay, 10 it might be too huge, but I think the behavior is better than what it was last time because it's not trying to. It looks more realistic. All right, let's make it to be 5 question mark, and then we'll kind of get like the um. Okay, so item description, item name, item price. So what is this right here? Interns. This is item name, and this is item price. Why is item price unpaid intern? Um, I can start nuking these as well. Maybe 6 to 7. Nah, try it. Try it. Let's try it. So the entire GUI scale, we can change it from what was it before again? Studs, offset, and word size. We can put it to 6, 7 maybe 6, 7. Yo, is it playable now? Um, Technically yes. Technically, I have all the systems in place, but they're not triggering in an intuitive way. So we've got to fix that. But in the entire loop should be done. So right now what I'm trying to get to do is like we can add more interns and we can kind of buy more things and like get that going right there. What's all the back work I scripted? So okay, in terms of scripting, I have moved everything into module scripts and now I'm using Rojo. And what else did I do yesterday? I also made it so that the hype so let me open the hype factor. I went ahead and I did the calculations for hype. So we make this visible. All right. So if you notice here, whenever you see my hype right here, so hype is actually constantly decaying now. So every 2 minutes, this goes down. Well, I can probably make it like faster so you can see it. So give me un segundo. Go into cursor, go into LARP manager, and we can just change it from being 2 minutes here. Where's that loop right there? Is it in here or is it? I think it's the economy manager right here. Okay, it's every 60 seconds, so we can change it to like every 10 seconds so y'all can see it. LARP manager. Yeah, if anybody sees this, they're gonna crash out. All right, so every 10 seconds, I'll make it so like their thing decreases, and then so you guys can see it within the game. So let me run the game now. All right, so if you look at this, every 10 seconds the hype is gonna go down. Please go down. It should go down. It's not going down. Oh shit, are we fucked up? No, it is going down. You saw it. So it goes down every 10 seconds. Okay. And then in order to keep your hype up, you have to like shit post like this. So whenever I post, boom, my hype run up, right? So eventually I'll make the hype decay much more like destructive. But right now all of those systems work entirely. And this is like your LinkedIn institutions. Like I built a thought leadership community paradigm shift brand, like all that stuff, and then you post it at the end of the day. Mm, but yeah, I'll make a LinkedIn post about this at the end of the 2 weeks. So I think it's gonna be funny enough for people to catch people's attention. Are they ABG interns that dance? Low key, I should start adding that right now. All right. Now that we have this in here, oh yeah, oh there's a couple of issues with this. Now we're working on redesigning the. Okay, so if you look at this frame right here, there's a couple of issues with it. Number one, the text is like in the wrong order, just like frankly in the wrong order. Number two, so item name, this should be. Oh shoot, does anybody know how to order like order items within Roblox Studio? Um, let's do this. Item description, item name, UI stroke. All that stuff is not even getting populated. Mm, what software? This is Roblox Studio. I'm curious as to this. Um, let's do this. UI, we use layout order 0 as the topmost. Oh, so I can just like go through it and like change the layout order. All right. Um, so the layout order of this, layout order 0, and then description would be layout order 1, and then this would be layout order 2. Order 2. Boom. Okay, now this makes sense. So it's like um it's the item name, the description, and the price. Uh okay. Now let me adjust like the sizing of all this stuff and even having like the stupid background stuff out of the way. All right, so let's do this much. Background, and I'm just gonna take background transparency to absolutely be 0. And you know what? I might as well design this in Figma. I feel like that's faster. Importing text labels in Figma is so much faster. All right. All I have to do is just the sizing. All right, let's do this. So I'm just gonna have this be, again, this would just be item, right? So this would be item name. Item, I need to frame it though. So new frame, and then we're just gonna remove stuff like fill, and we're actually gonna add an item within it. All right, nice. Item name, right? Of course, we need to expand the frame, so let's do this. This much. I need to make it auto layout as well. Okay, so item name, and then below the item name, we add some more things like, of course, you need to make this a list layout though, so you do that much. Okay. And then we can add new text saying, what else? Description here. Of course, the description needs to be slightly smaller, so it needs to be like really tiny stuff. How do I, like, does this like turn down the size of this? Let's make it not bold. Let's make it medium. Oh, I need to highlight this entire thing. Medium. And then also turn down the size a little bit so it seems like it's actually a description. And then this, we can actually put some border stroke effects around it. Boom, boom, bop, boom. And that feels there. Description should be probably tinier. Let's go through here and do this. Should it be italicized? Probably. Let's see. Been coding Lua since like 2019. Nice. That's OG days, bro. All right, let's do effects. I guess it's drop shadow. We don't need that. All right, nice. And then the final thing would be price. So we can just add text right here. Be 100,000 or something. Just random price gouge right here. And then I can change the color to be something like green or whatever. What would be like the green color? Green, and then have some border stroke around it, and then also make it probably on bold, and then also make it slightly bigger than description because again, this is way more important. Blah 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 blah. So something kind of like this. So we have this at 28. We have this. Okay, let's do this. Let's make this font 30. We make this 30, 30, and then this is this little guy right here. Peeper source code, please. I mean, drop it in what is it? In the description. So frame. What is it? So by add frame. I think it's enough. And then we can kind of take all of these. So this is I can name this to name description, and then this is going to be price. Okay. And then I can export these to Roblox Studio. So Figma to Roblox. I love this little extension. Apply local layout order, convert auto layouts to does it have convert to scale? Does it have auto layouts as well? I guess I'll just try this. So convert selection, and then this is going to be R by pad text. And then now that we can do this, can essentially just I would low-key just nuke these. This is not that crazy. So let's nuke these. Boop. And then this import insert from Roblox model. And then we take this, boom, by pad frame. These are all the items we need. I'm going to go in, I'm going to drop them in here, boom. And I'm going to delete this, boom. So you have description, item name, price. And then we can start like going in here and ordering these. So order layout order would be 0, and this would be layout order 1, layout order 2, 2. That's the game ID. You can just go in and copy it. All right, bet. Oh no, that's selection order. Leave that alone. Layout order 2. What did I change here? Yeah, leave that as well. I don't know much about that one. 1. So 0, 1, 2. Right, in that order. I like that. Okay, now with this frame, I'm just gonna nuke this portion, and then as well, I'm gonna nuke this. Don't give them equity. All right, bro, I get it. I get it. We're not gonna give the little kids equity. No background as well. Does this have any background? It should not. Background transparency should be 1. There it is. Now we can see this. All right, nice. And then essentially, I'm just gonna make the sizing of all of these. Can I do the sizing of this? Vertical layout, order, horizontal flex, non, alignment automatically, top, vertical flex. Let's see. Tag, sort order, layout order, wraps, frame. I can do padding as well. That's nice. But the main thing is I want to center this entire stick, like make sure this is centered. So if we can do this, can I change the horizontal alignment center? Boom, it is centered. Nice. Okay. So it's kind of going. It's kind of going. Okay, now I can change the frame size here. So this is probably what we want the maximum size to be, like when we're right here. So I'm gonna go into the frame. Hey, just apply for Y Combinator. What should I be prepared for? Honestly, low key, you gotta learn how to LARP. You gotta play this game so you can LARP. You can get prepared to lie to your investors. Just say a bunch of buzzwords. I built a vertical B2B AI SaaS based on GPT, actually with the blockchain connected for backend security, as well as having 222 Sahur also coming as a UGC creator in order to promote my project. And we've made approximately 100K MMR in prediction ratings. So we're now going to be on the Kalshi betting market. So have you seen our projection in the Kalshi betting market? It's actually gone up to like 20 million%. So that's how we were able to build a company around that. See, that's a whole lot of bullshitting right there. Like, you probably couldn't understand what I just said. Like, that probably sounded like the arcane arts to you. If you told this to your grandmother like 10 years ago, they would have like died directly on the spot. All right, let's do this. Let's convert this to scale, scale. Convert the text to scale, scale as well. Convert this to scale, scale as well. Convert this to scale, scale as well. Now, with text and scale the text. So I would click this and scale the text and scale the text as well. So, ooh, me likey. Except sometimes me no likey, because this is huge. This is absolutely massive. Let's go in here. Let's test this out. Of course, it's not going to work because there's going to be a bunch of errors. But besides the error points, this looks nice. This looks nice. Of course, we're going to have to tweak some parts of it in terms of, like, again, how large the text is for the item, how large this is, how large this is as well. But in terms of, like, the core principle of, hey, we're being able to, like, write a bunch of stuff here. Really, really cool. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and fix the code. So if we go to the button, progress button, I'll probably change it to like progress pad or something. All right, so let's do some renaming here. F2 should be progress pad, and then we name this entire function to be F2. Wait, F2 to be progress pad as well. Just like keeping naming in order, which is nice. Bro, what are you making? I've been watching you for days and I don't know. Essentially, I'm making a Roblox tycoon called Build a B2B. And the essential thing is you're making your own Roblox tycoon. Is meant to be like a play on YC startup culture where you start your own startup, you scam your employees and you scam your investors and you build your entire company all the way to the top. That's literally it. Hopefully I have some messages as well. Okay, nice. I'm getting some more info. on the ETA for a bunch of other stuff as well. What's my budget? Um, 50 USD. How does that sound? All right, let's go back to this. Let's go to, give me un segundo right here. I'm number one user. I like scamming. All right, let's go through the progression pad right here. So I'm just gonna go in and make sure my names are right in Studio. So in Studio, here's how we have it. We have the billboard GUI. We have the I'll just call it a frame because that's literally what it is. It's the frame of all of the objects. So again, we have where do we get the billboard GUI? Okay, so we go to this billboard GUI dot frame dot so what is it called again? Is it gonna be dot name? I believe I simplified how it's written. So yep. Okay. What ID is this? This is Roblox. We're using Cursor right now, and we're syncing Cursor with Roblox Studio with Roho. That's the current setup. How's it going? Yeah, makes sense. Description. Nice. So technically this should work. Let's see. So I run this right here. Progress button is not a valid member of server script server. Don't worry about that. Oh, here it is. Let me fix that. So let's go to server init question mark init server. And it's gonna be progress pad instead. So we're gonna nuke this. Nuke this, and then we can replace that with progress pad. W cursor. Let's go back to here and run it. Review on Cursor using the AI or Claude Code. I would say I haven't. Be honest. I'm gonna set up my biases right now. I haven't used Claude Code just yet. I haven't gotten to the entire portion to using that. But in my experience with Cursor, compared to using stuff like Copilot and Anti-Gravity, I would say Cursor by far is leading. Not by far, but like a good enough margin is leading in terms of having the entire like AI coding experience, even to the tiny things like tab completes and like the planning mode and chatting with the AI and all this little like including to context thing. Cursor is leading by quite a good bit in terms of that. And I've been using like Copilot, like Visual Studio Copilot for like about like 3-ish months. And the moment I switched to Cursor, which was about 2 weeks ago, I did not wish to go back. Because even simple stuff like the tab completes, it's so intuitive because I feel like the AI understands and has more context of where do I need to go? What am I working on? And as well as the review mode in Cursor is also just better for that entire flow. But then again, should you be forcing yourself to use Cursor? I don't think it's that much of a. I can to index string with text. Frame.name. Oh, I'm so stupid. Frame.name. Name is the name of the thing, so I can't do this. Let's change the name of that. That's so funny. Okay, we're gonna change it to item name. That's better. And then we can reference it in the code as essentially this is gonna be progress pad, and I'm gonna change it to be item name. Boop. Okay. Name is current values.name, current values.cost, and all that stuff. Okay. Now we can essentially run the game again, and we shouldn't get that error anymore. Currently using 5.2 for planning. Is Cursor's plan mode comparably better? Sorry about that question. I would say it's comparably better than Copilot's mode. Cursor's planning mode is just comparatively better. My entire flow for that is 5.2 for planning and then Opus 4.5 for implementation. That's my current workflow for that. Although I haven't done vibe coding in this project too much because it's Roblox stuff and it's not really that helpful. All right, so we have the AI interdesk. All the thing is getting populated, so the price is populated as well. The interns, like the description is populated as well, so I like that. Let's fix a little small things with it. Number one, I probably want to have this UI stroke be a lot more thicker. So put like 0.2 here, and then the description for it just be like 1. So point, just have it be 2 here. And I'm just gonna copy this UI stroke and literally paste in the description. Oh, I should probably do this. Okay. Okay, nice. And then I can change this to like B1, just like a 0.5, something tiny so like it's actually readable. And then can I italicize this? Weight, medium, italicize, and actually wrap it within a. So let's go into the progress pad. Not here. This code right here. I want to do it in cursor. All right. When we are setting the entire description, I want to do this. Blip, 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 blip. Da, da. And then we do da, 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 da. Essentially, I just want to put quotation marks around it. What is LARPing Manager? Okay, LARPing Manager controls the full LinkedIn LARP simulators. Let me show you this. Okay, so there's there's like a mechanic in my game called LARPing, which essentially is like you open LinkedIn and you just say a bunch of buzzwords, and then you get a bunch of points for saying a bunch of bullshit. So I'm gonna show you. All right, so when you spawn in, you get a bunch of words. So I built a B2B work-life integration, deep learning, stealth, networking, API, authenticity, AI thought leader. And then essentially when you post, you get a bunch of hype from that. And you just keep doing that in order to maintain hype for your company, or else you go bankrupt. And the funny part is that could be legitimately a LinkedIn post that somebody would post. I have probably seen that entire word string posted by somebody before. All right, let's do this right here. Here you go. All right. So now this looks a lot more better. So we have AI intern desk, interns coding prompts for minimum wage, and it's $100. When can I play? You should be able to play at least like end of next week. End of next week, I should have like a playable demo with a good chunk of progression on it. I wrote the code for the Mars rover, all of it. You do it in like C++ as well, because they do not joke about them rovers. I used to watch like a space video, so I know they do not joke about that shit. All right, let's see. Tisk tisk tisk. I think it's fine enough. It could definitely need some more work, but as like a starting point, it is fine and dandy enough. No, binary. Oh shoot, you're cooked. Do I need a scripter? Nah, nah, nah. Scripting is the one thing I am absolutely confident in. The rest, I've kind of like just been in a learning process. So I learned UI, yesterday, and it's been going pretty good. All right, now let's go through the entire process of adding more interns. Okay, so we have edited to show next step, and then okay. Now we can kind of go through the entire process of adding a next one. All right. Can I copy and paste this? Ooh, science. I move this folder. I name it 2. All twos. All right, now I want to go through this entire item to show and just do the can collide. Nope, I can't do that. Can I do can collide? Collide? Nope. Okay. Uh. Okay. This is my first game. Technically, yes and no. I used to make Roblox games back in 2019 when I was a little kid, but I didn't know much about programming. So I've made a bunch of like random games before, but right now, I'm doing like a new and renewed foray back into Roblox because now I'm a better dev in general, and I want to do a 2-week challenge to make a game within 2 weeks. All right, let's go back to this portion. Hopefully, YouTube chat did not feel too sad because I was not available on YouTube chat at all. Do I have other Roblox games? Uh, yes, but they're not like quote unquote the most playable of all of them all. It would be this one. Give me a section. A section. Okay, it's not even loading. My Roblox is not loading for some reason. I should probably also kill the Twitch stream. I'll kill Twitch. Give me just a second. Blip, blip, blip. Okay, I just killed Twitch. So it's just YouTube. Why do you want to intern at Amazon? I'm already an Amazon intern, so technically I didn't quote unquote say I want to intern at Amazon. I kind of already am an Amazon intern. How do I uh modify parts? I mean, you stream on Twitch too. I just started swimming on Twitch as well, but low key, I'm gonna just leave it to be just YouTube and TikTok. What do you think, Remount? Do you think having Twitch is even worth it nowadays? Do you like it? Well, I haven't really started yet. The internship starts in the summer of 2026. So after that, I can give you guys my opinion on how much I like it or not. The parts within a model all at once. Roblox. And not through a script, because I might have does anybody know how to do this? What's my big goal with coding? My entire thing is to build cool stuff. I literally just want to build whatever I want and use coding as a medium to get my ideas to life. That's essentially why everywhere, even on my GitHub, I just say I make things. Cause like yesterday, like I have a bunch of different. I have like an actual application on the like Windows Store, and now I'm building a Roblox game. Like this is like 10 different jumps we're taking into like very different verticals. So I just look into my bio. I just make things. I just do whatever I need to do. You gotta learn to code and not just like stream videos. Essentially, yeah. Let's just do what am I looking for here? I'm looking for some yeah, how do I change the values for all the part within Roblox without like the first part hold shift and this the last part and then do that? Can I do that? No? That's weird. What do you think is the future of programmers? I honestly don't have a crazy take on this. My take on this is probably like in the next like 2 years, the next 3 years. I think like the entire like baseline for what it means to be a junior dev will be essentially just raised because of the fact that it's far more easier to like learn how to write code. People already good at code can write 2 times faster now, and you need to be like very number one uh very like strong on the basics, knowing what to do and what not to do. You also need to be able to plan architecturally and like see things ahead of time because the AI can write code, but it can't like put all the little bricks together and put them into one system that actually is functional and works. So you need a lot of foresight, you need a lot of experience, you just need to be building stuff in general. Get into the process of building stuff a lot now because now leak code cannot take you far at all. Like even before, leak code was not meant to take you far at all, and now even more, it's not even remotely going to take you far at all. Because now you need actual experience and actual understanding of how to build things, how to build all these different little systems with all the tools you have without fucking up, essentially, right? And not creating like technical debt for you later on. Of course, technical debt always exists, but you need to like be able to make it more or less so of a problem. So can collide. Blip, blip, blip. Can collide. It's literally what I want. I low-key, can I build a Roblox extension that does like multiple things of this? Because now I can't edit can collide unless I go into every single part and then do this. It's so buns. Um, Now that I want to change part, I just want to make sure like these can't collide. That's just my fault. This is the model I got off the This low-key kind of sucks. I'll eventually fix it, but this is what I kind of have to deal with right now. Here, and then the same thing for here, can't collide. And the same thing for here, can't collide as well. And then I can kind of do this as well, can't collide. All right, nice. So now you can't like collide with any of it. At least you shouldn't be able to. The office chair as well can collide. Is there even anything? I guess it's just a model. All right, can collide. Turn it off. And then Roblox baby. Can collide, turn it off as well. Okay, now we have all of these to be together. I want to group them. So now if we go into here, we essentially don't have to collide with them. How did I get an internship at Amazon? Okay, so the way I did it was low-key kind of a quote-unquote cheating way. It's not really cheating, it's just like a different path. Because I applied for the Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship. It's a scholarship for people in their senior year of high school to be able to apply and essentially look at a bunch of things. They look at your portfolio. They look at, you have to write a bunch of essays. They look at your academics. They look at what have you programmed before? Have you taken comp sci classes? How well do you do on the AP test? All of that, those different factors. They take those factors, they combine them together, and they like essentially if you win, you win. And they only choose like 400 people in the United States, at least this year. So yeah. So if you're tapped in, and if you're still in high school, there's a huge chance you can apply to that scholarship in your senior year and probably get it. Because the chances that you're in this stream right now, and you're in high school means you're probably gonna be gooded, like dead ass. There's like most people in high school are not like doing programming stuff. So the fact that if you're in this stream and actually like coding, you're locked in. Um, Internship is an apprenticeship. Right. Yes and no. It's kind of like a because an apprenticeship you're learning under somebody, right? With an internship, it's an expectation that you should be learning under somebody, quote unquote, but you are much more given more responsibility on doing things yourself and being able to prove yourself to get to that point. Because an apprenticeship, you can come into an apprenticeship without having any knowledge, and your entire goal is to learn. But they expect you to kind of have like some level of knowledge. Yeah, is it paid? Yeah, it's literally the same as a regular Amazon internship. Like literally the same like pay value of that, which is quite a bit. What languages do I know right now? I know Dart, Lua, JavaScript. I feel like I'm missing something. Python, Java, and that's like my daily. That's the stuff I can probably write for you. Like if you ask me anytime. But if I could say stuff I've touched before, I've done C sharp before, and I think that's the one that's just like right there, like I that because I did Unity dev back in the day, so I do know some C sharp. I'm looking. We can have some good talks about all of these projects and see whether or not my code was looking kind of bad. Okay, let's go back to Roblox Studio. And what am I working on now? Oh yeah, now I shouldn't be able to. Well, now I can collide with them. Okay, that's an issue. Do I do leak code? It depends. Where do I do leak code? No, I don't do leak code at all. Well, that's because my case is very unique. Okay. So I'm gonna give you my entire like approach of when should you be really locking in on leak code, quote unquote, and how people's approach to leak code is kind of wrong. So a lot of people think leak code is essential to becoming a good developer. I personally believe it's not really that much. Is it essential to getting hired? Absolutely. Because now leak code is more of a skill check that you kind of have to take in order to get past the interview and let them know, hey, I know what I'm doing essentially, right? Now, if you're in like, for example, your freshman year of college or literally freshman year of college and below, you probably shouldn't be doing leak code, especially if you have zero programming experience. You probably shouldn't be doing leak code because it's number one, it's not gonna be too helpful for you. I mean, yes, you're gonna be learning DSA and it'll save yourself time on like having to relearn all that stuff. Yeah, right. But the most important things you should be grinding out in those early stages is projects. So you kind of understand how to build stuff entirely. Because your job as a software engineer is not to do leak codes. They don't put you in the office and say, yeah, complete this two sum for me. No, they're telling you to build actual things and solve actual problems and build solutions. You should be focusing on building projects first before you think about leak code in another future, essentially, right? So freshman year and below for college, that is, you should not be like going too deep on leak code. Sophomore year, when you're starting to apply for internships, then I could say, oh yeah, it's definitely possible for you to just like grind leak code, like do whatever you want. Like you need to do leak code in order to pass interviews. It's just a necessity, right? So grind leak code then. If you want to get on the leak code grind early in freshman year, sure. Hey, no hate on you. But don't forget the most important parts is actually having projects and actually being able to build stuff. Okay, that's the most important part, essentially. What does init do? Within like my Roblox scripts right here for what is it for module scripts? Yeah, I don't like that. I wish interviewers looked more at personal projects than leak code, and they used to before the entire like system kind of just got fucky. And now like leak code is more of, and now even leak code is not a reliable indicator anymore because people can just spoof that shit, right? And a lot of people end up like just memorizing leak code problems instead of understanding how this actually solves the problem. What are we actually using there? People just memorize them, right? So it's just become like counterintuitive upon itself. And I'm afraid to say there's really no solution for the hiring process. I don't blame people using leak code to companies using leak code to like say, hey, you can't get into our company if you don't know this, right? Because like at the end of the day, what's a better skill check? Take homes are kind of cooked because of AI. Interviewing the person, I guess, and asking them questions on the spot. Whiteboard interviews would be cool, but that takes too much work. And leak code is just like the next best thing, right? Is it bad to use AI for projects if you can explain the code? If asked, I would say not necessarily. It's not bad to use AI for projects. So Georgia's my entire take on using AI in projects is that hey, is what you're using AI to optimize something you don't care about? Meaning that it's not something you should be like extending your mental like prowess to be thinking about architecturally. For example, I always use this example as an easy way you can tell, right? So I have an application called Icarus. Now, if I want to AI something, the most I would AI is probably like a button, like a design for a button or implementing a button somewhere, implementing like for example, this like activity indicator right here was AI'd. The reason being that I already had all of this like values as enums within the application. I just needed something to showcase it. So I just like, yo, I gave it a template, like whatever this should look like. I said, hey, yo, implement this and make it like work using the states of the application. That's easy enough to AI. But stuff that you shouldn't be AIing is stuff like the system for saving your entire like data, right? Stuff like, for example, this drawing system, for example. Things like making sure everything is like clicking together. Like you should be actively within the code because that requires a lot of thought and a lot of like architecturing, like making sure everything fits and is modular enough where you don't get enough tech debt. That's my entire take for that. Hi, do you know the AHP saw method? What's that? Like AHP saw method or PHP saw method? Um, Analytical hierarchy process for determining criterion weights for simple. Holy crap, we've lost the plot. I have zero idea what's going on here, bro. Is this even programming? Is this AI stuff? Am I getting paid right now? Well, not necessarily because my internship is actually next summer of 2026. So that's when I'm quote unquote going to be in Seattle doing all that like stuff. But right now I'm just streaming. I'm having fun. I'm doing a project, a 2-week challenge called building a Roblox game within 2 weeks with like barely any experience. And we're on day 6, and I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm comfortable with Lua. I'm comfortable with like actually making games in Roblox. And now we're actually trying to refine the entire process of making the game and of building those systems and stuff. So yeah. If you need to do something new, I asked to give if I need to do something new, I ask them to give me the optimal solution. And then after I understand, I try, I type it by myself and trying to do it without looking. That's also another way to take it. Like that's another way to take AI learning is that you can by taking the approach instead of like doing the mental headache of copying and pasting it and just like typing it yourself, you kind of are going through the process of, hey, what does this specific code do? Like you kind of like ask the questions as you're writing. So if you go through that approach, it's not too crazy. I'm 30, bro, in my second semester of computer programming. No prior experience. Any tips? So what you need to do, Rich Rod, rather, is to max out your experience right now. Start building projects with like your what you've learned from computer science. Like start building projects. Start exploring. What do you want to do? Do you want to build apps? Do you want to build websites? Do you want to build whatever? And go and start doing passion projects. Start getting used to code. Start getting comfortable writing code. Start getting like familiar with all these different systems and all these different like architectures, and just like having that experience will 2x your progress. Essentially, it's really important. Um, and focusing more, of course, on the logic and less of the syntax. Exactly. I want to get into machine learning. Machine learning stuff would involve a lot of Python things. I would say the best, I think the easiest quote unquote like approach to machine learning is probably doing some work with OpenCV or OpenVC. Is it OpenCV or OpenVC? OpenCV It's like a computer vision library in Python that people use like do like little cool like experiments and all that stuff. So taking some a gander into that and see if you like that type of things. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. What's a good project to develop? So that question comes from yourself. The usual approach I like to do that to create a good project for, because again, there is no one set project that is good to develop. Why? The reason why I say this is because the best way to get a good project is to get a project that you actually care about. If you can get a project that you actually care about, it will increase the amount of stuff you learn and also increase your motivation to work on that project. So the way I kind of like create that, use that principle to get a project out of myself is that, hey, I ask myself, hey, what in my life right now pisses me off and how can I use code to fix it? Taking that question and kind of distilling it into a bunch of different ideas gives me a bunch of different like problems I can go ahead and try to solve in my life, and like scaling them from how easy it is to do this or how hard is it to do this, right? And if you go through that process and you get a project out at the end of the day, the projects are going to have these values. Number one, the project is actually going to be unique to you, right? You're gonna have a story behind it. You're gonna be like, hey, I had this blah 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 in my life, and I was like, you know what? I built this and I fixed it and it solved my problem. Boom. Number two, the chances that the project actually has, like the chances that you have a problem and other people have the same problem is very high. So it makes it so that people can actually use, there's a higher chance of people actually being able to use that project to fix stuff in their life. And number three, it's just open-ended enough that it gives you a lot of experience in many different things. You might go down a rabbit hole you would never have thought, and you learn a bunch of new stuff through that as well. So that's like my entire stick for that. I created an anime watch list using Spring Boot, created my API with myself for database and React. Like stuff like that. Like that's pretty cool. And it's stuff that you actually would use, right? Mm-mm. Uh, so yeah, that's my entire goal for that. My entire like not even goal necessarily to say, but my entire workflow for things like that. Let me make sure I have fixed a couple of things here. So if I go ahead and touch this, oh, it still totally exists. That's weird. All right, let's go in here and fix this. So if we go into this portion, this entire thing, you should not be able to collide with it. I don't know why it thinks it's all right for that to happen, but it shouldn't be able. You shouldn't be able to collide with it. Can collide? No. Can collide? No. Can collide? Nope. Can collide? All these parts? Nope. Okay. Can collide? Nope. Yeah, how's it going, Malik? Can collide? No, as well. Can collide? Nope. Yellow book can collide? Nope. Can collide? Nope. Can collide? Nope. Okay, so it's like you can't even collide anything. I don't, then why is it? Why is this such an issue then? I mean, like you shouldn't be able to touch the desk at all, right? That is just weird. And um, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's try this. Good. Heading back to my house, I took my fiance to her lunch. Fire stuff. And I'm still touching and colliding with it. That's just weird, right? Uh, it's fine enough. We'll fix it. What game I'm making? I'm making a game called a Build a B2B Simulator, which is essentially a Roblox game where you build your own YC company, and your entire goal is to scam your investors and scam your employees by increasing the money. So it's just build a business simulator essentially. Okay, this is fine enough, I think. Uh, and everything started when talking to my friend. I graduated from a university job, trying to get a. All right, now this is on the floor now. That makes sense. Okay. So essentially, I can just clone this multiple times. Oh, I just realized that this being existing here might be the issue. Let's do just this. Oh yeah, that now it works. Now you can't even like touch this, but it makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Okay, now let's add more interns. So we're gonna go through here. We're gonna. Should I make them a model or should I make them a? I should probably make this a model now instead of a folder. Having them just be a model makes more sense, but it's fine. So we can essentially have this be here, and then two. It's just gonna be it's number two, and tag is gonna be step two, and then item to show would just be office chair and desk, and we can move this over here. So we kind of keep going like this, where is that Roblox? Yes, it is. So one, and then I can add another one, which is gonna be three, and then the progression step is gonna be three as well. So that's one, two, three, and let's move it all the way over here. Nice. An intern making a game with interns is ironic. Yes, this entire thing is literally about YC startup culture and how toxic it is. Ooh, so like it is working when you have two AI intern desks, and this is like the descriptions for them, and it shows um like actual items within the game. This is so cool. Okay, what's the game concept? Essentially, it's meant to be a tycoon game where you are building your own YC startup tycoon, and the entire shtick is like just poke holes at like the entire like YC startup culture where people like make companies, but the companies don't actually do actual stuff. They just like lie on LinkedIn and LARP. So the entire thing is that you scam your investors and then you scam your employees because look at these interns. They're actually not getting paid with money. They're getting paid in equity. So this is them working. So it's like little high schoolers like working and like doing your code for you, right? Essentially. And you go through that entire process of like hiring interns, and then in order to maintain hype for your company, you have to LARP. Now, how do you LARP? You have to go to a computer and you have to do a thing called linked out. So let me open the visibility there for that. I still haven't gotten it fully integrated within the game, so right now it's just like this. Okay. So you go on LinkedIn and you write, I built a Web3 onboarding sequence API, personal brand, innovate, hypergrowth. You just put all these buzzwords and then you post it, and then you get a bunch of hype from that, right? So yeah. Where did he create the upgrade GUI? Also in Figma? Essentially, yeah. So if you look at my Figma file right here, this is literally it. So I created the upgrade GUI in Figma, and then I essentially went into the game and put it in. And of course, I had to tweak a couple of values, but the process for doing that was way faster than doing it myself, starting out with like again, the objectively bad primitives that Roblox gives you. They're objectively bad. I don't want to hear anything. Objectively bad. Okay. Uh, you should make it so that actual users can be interns. Then it's just like a slave labor company. That's so funny. All right, let's close the LARPing interface right here. Mm. Is Roblox Studio viable on MacBook? Yeah, I was actually editing on my MacBook last night. Where's my MacBook at? I was editing on my MacBook last night because I was not at home, so I was like working on the game like off, like out of house. Oh, make it their friends on Roblox. Wait, that's actually cool. All right, let's make it to like, stuff that you can't buy right now should not spawn. So we need to fix stuff like that. But yeah, okay, let's do this. I appreciate your response. No problem, man. I'm literally here to like answer questions and talk with y'all. First of all, like, firstly, mostly, like, first order of business is to be talking to you guys about stuff, right? So essentially, what I need to do here is to have its visibility Transparency. Can I just transparency this to 100? Oh, it doesn't change the stuff right now. That's fine. And then this would be the Billboard GUI for this as well. When did I start programming? I started programming around 2019, and I kid you not, I started with Scratch, and then went onto Roblox, which is where I am right now. And I ended up giving up on Roblox after like 6 months because I just wasn't skilled enough to do that. Game dev takes so many disciplines, and young me just could not do it. So I gave up and I went into Unity. I learned Unity for a bit, and I ended up giving up on game dev entirely because it was just like way too complicated. And then I took a break from that entire shtick. I went to start making applications, and I realized, yo, making applications is so much more easier, chat. Like it's just like 10 times easier. So I started making applications instead. I've seen a ton of games like that, and sometimes the games where the employees are your Roblox friends. I should do that. BRB gonna put you on my PCR, I bet. React Native or Flutter? It honestly depends. At the end of the day, React Native and Flutter were built for very different like approaches to design entirely of like solving a solution. Flutter is taking the approach of okay, instead of having to deal with all these native libraries and native UI layers, we need to have a massive rendering layer that just artificially renders and tries to recreate native UIs or just your own custom rendering UI, and you kind of go through that entire process. While React Native is more like okay, we want to have native feel as well as trying to elevate all these native components up to JS as much as possible. Flutter succeeds in being able to have everything in one language, but React Native succeeds in the fact that it's actually native things, it's actually using native. But it also suffers from developer experience issues as well. So it's like a 6-7 kind of moment where you have to take which side benefits your use case the better, right? Bro finally got into game development. Holy, welcome to the team, twin. Yes, bro. I actually started with game dev in the first place. Which do I use? I use Flutter because that's like the best for my use case. Because I don't really care too much about native feels for stuff. What am I making? I'm making a Roblox tycoon game called Build a B2B SaaS, which the entire shtick is that it's meant to be a tycoon game that's a play on YC startup culture, where you start your own tycoon, you scam your investors, and you scam your employees to build your company all the way to the very top. All right. So now we kind of have to figure out the entire like workflow for having multiple items here. So essentially, let me just go in here and do this much. So Billboard GUI, good luck, thank you, man. And then we're gonna go into is visible, literally. There's no visible tag. Active. Okay, I guess I would have to go to the frame right here and make it not visible. So visible. Boop. Okay, nice. Essentially, I'll have to do this behavior for everything. So essentially, I can Loki just copy. No. I'll just do this where I turn visibility. I go into here, make it transparent. Transparency to 100, and then frame visibility. Visible, turn it off, as well as having the this right here where the frame visibility is off and the transparency of the entire button is 100. Transparency. All right, now let's go through the process of like working with the tycoon handler now. So back to programming, we've done the setup to essentially make sure our code can act upon it. Okay, so now if we go to the tycoon manager, tycoon handler, right? This is all of the tycoon data, all of that stuff right here. And let's go to the data in it, right? A type of Roblox game or making a Roblox tycoon game. Let's go into here. All right, make sure you guys can see this. Oh, not this, VS Code rather. Okay. And whenever the player is added, we spawn the tycoon. Now, a couple of things we need to know. When the player is added, and we get all the available tycoons and we spawn the player's tycoon into here, I want to do a couple of things. Now, I want to note that we need to get all the progress pads, right? And show the one that is the current step. Now, the best way to go about this is essentially we do this. The The question though is that you know what? I should have this be a script within all of the things. It makes more sense rather to have all of these be within the progress paths themselves. So we can do just this. So give me un segundo to go to progress pad. So in progress pad in it, we're doing an entire stick where, okay, if we're attached to the progress pad, we do that. Now in the attached to progress pad, I want to create a new thing. Local function init state. And the reason why we have a init state here, just off the fact that we can get player, we can get parts, and then player. I think we're gonna have these two factors. And then actually let's just get part and then we can go from there. So part, and then we can do this. And so the entire like goal of this init state function, the entire goal of this function right here is to constantly watch and make sure that the part is visible at its current state, right? It's visible at its current step. So maybe we shouldn't have it be constantly watching, but we should have it be where tisk. Because having it constantly watching means we have a bunch of listeners going off silently, which is not very cool. We don't like that. Martin using Rojo? Yes, I am. I coded a game that spawns troops based on live stream comments. Do you mind if I test it on chat? I'm down, yeah. Let's see. So listener progress pad is objectively bad because it forces you to just track things constantly, right? I don't think this is the right approach. Not the right approach. Which AI models do I use, and do I vibe code sometimes? Just I vibe code sometimes. I would say the AI models I use would be GPT 5.2 for planning, and then Opus 4.5 to implement my solutions. And that's pretty much my entire workflow. And I almost always use planning mode because I'm very strict about what I want AI to automate and what I do not want. So let's see. Cursor over anti-gravity any day, literally. Of course, I'm going to give anti-gravity a second chance because quite frankly, it was not it when I first got it. So local step is this much, right? And then I want to take essentially the I want to look at the player's current step. So local is VS Code no longer the IDE meta? I would say VS Code is still like the best default IDE because of the fact that it has access to the VS Code store. If you guys don't know this, Microsoft actually kicked Cursor out of the VS Code store, so they no longer have access to use like VS Code extensions. That's why sometimes you can find extensions on VS Code, but you can't find them on Cursor or like all the other IDEs. So they've actually had to move to a open source store, but the open source store still doesn't have all of the extensions that are available, which kind of sucks. But in terms of just being a good like base editor, VS Code is just a good base editor. I would say I love Zed more as an editor, but it's lacking in AI features, which kind of suck. Real men use Nano, bro. Real men use Vim. Nano's for soy devs. Real men use Vim. But yeah. All right, let's go back to this. So init state, and we get the player. The easiest way to get the player is gonna be part.parent wait for child, player reference essentially. If you look at this portion, give me just a second. If you look at this portion, this would be part, right? And this would be parent. But does it have any tags? No tags. The tag's actually on the buy button, no? Progress pad. Okay. Rojo is so bro. Is it? I low-key like Rojo, bro. It's lucky peak. Um, Neo Vim and Vim are for thigh high sock wearing femboys. Sorry. Okay, what if? But that's how you become a good dev, no? I feel that's a prerequisite. You gotta pass the test before you do that. Uh, do you do leak code every day before getting a sweet job? The reason why I didn't have to do leak code every day was because I went through a program called the Amazon Future Engineer Program, which is essentially a program you can do in senior year of high school where you apply for that, and then it's very competitive. A bunch of people apply. Basically, they review your leak code. Not your leak code. They review your projects. They review your resume. They review your school grades. They review. You basically have to write a bunch of essays as well, and they basically pick 400 people in the United States, and I was one of them. So essentially, the entire part of that was just be goaded essentially. Um, Vim key bindings and VS Code is the sweet spot. Yeah, because you also get like the just the normal like functionalities of having an actual full IDE. Not saying that Vim is horrible as an IDE. No, no, no. But I'm saying like an actual fully fledged IDE and all that stuff. I have a friend that got into it for Amazon Future Engineering job. Yeah, Amazon Future Engineer is like the meta. But that entire like thing is such a word soup. Like Amazon Future Engineer, like so many words. I would shorten it to AFE, but like you guys wouldn't understand the reference. Thanks for the follow, Ray. Let's see right here. Okay, so this is the player reference dot value, and essentially we're gonna get data manager as well. Oh, we have data manager. Okay, so current progress, and then we're saying, hey, if current progress, right, is cooking. Thank you, Ray. Am I currently in college? Yes, I am. Oh my god. Why did I think so much about that? That's so weird. Yes, I'm in college. I'm in my freshman year, and I'm going to do my second semester in like what, 3 weeks or something, something like that, something like that. Equal step. If current is less than step, right? Yep. Then low key, you should just end it. Like so end else end. Okay. So I want to do this where I can take the parts part dot let's see, dot destroy low key. Is it crazy to just destroy the part? It's not necessary at all. Am I going to minor into anything? Right now I'm minoring into like a weird major. So essentially my entire goal for the quote unquote minor was that I wanted to take a class on UI design because I'm really like into that and I want to get really good at UI design and like UX all that stuff, right? But the issue with that is essentially I have to take a minor for that, but it's like only 4 classes. So I'm willing to do that for that. The audio is super crispy. What sound processing I'm running on it? I'm literally just having my mic and literally my mic just to TikTok or to OBS or it's like whatever. It's literally just that. I don't have any processing on it. Before I used to be a huge nerd and do all that processing stuff, but I realized the actual main factor for your audio quality is number one, the distance between the mic and your mouth, and also like where direction you're talking into. As you can see, I have my mic a little bit offset for my my breath because it prevents like plosives. Like I like sorry, my bad. But you guys can hear like all that stuff. But if I have my mic like slightly offset where it's like just hearing my voice and not like taking the plosives, it makes it like slightly better. Uh okay, so we init state and then low key, if you're not there, you're gonna die, essentially, right? And then else blip blip blip. Where did I go again? I low key lost the plot. I'm writing right here, right? Okay. Else if current progress equals step, then equals true, and then we can do part dot transparency equals 0, and then and else we can just leave it as is. I think this is how we go. And then where's the end statement of this? Are we missing an end statement? Really? I don't think we are. That's weird. Major is data science. Wait, let me read above again. My major is sweet and minors is AI. Nice, nice, nice. Major is data science. What do you think about the future of data science compared to sweet? I think data science future is still gonna be like very, very prevalent. At the end of the day, like we are just going into a future with a bunch of data, collecting data on many different people, and we need people to actually take that data and like make it meaningful into something we can use. So you guys got that. You know, TikTok has a setting where your camera background can auto become whatever you want on screen. Really? I mean, low key, doesn't matter for me that much. I guess it's like a bright light right behind me. I can't really stop that unless I get like actual blackout curtains, and I'm too tired for that. Should I call blackout curtains, guys? All right, let's see this. Else if not. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. That's why. Else if, and I can do this. There. So no need to fade the model, honestly. That's just too much work. And essentially, we do this on init state, right? And we go through. Mm, okay, so this runs init state now. That's like on the starting whenever we attach, right? So init state part. Init state is not defined. Don't worry, we're gonna take this all the way to the top. Favorite programming language? My favorite programming language would be Darts. Darts is my favorite programming language. And then I don't know what would be second. Uh, Probably like Java. Favorite Darts, Java, and then the rest are it's like fee for the walls essentially. TypeScript would probably be up close next. But yeah, did the 6.7 Game Pass drop? Not yet. Part init state part. So essentially, I can just put this over here and do this there. So I'm gonna just tell myself what this does. Make gets rid of extra parts. They're not needed. And init's the yep. So that should be and shows the current one. I've ever tried making an exploit script. I used to make one, but now I'm trying to make a game. I tried Vividly because I used to use like Synapse X and all that stuff. So I tried writing the scripts for myself, but it never went well. How am I scripting not in Studio? Essentially, I'm using this plugin called Rojo, and Rojo like syncs with your VS Code and basically allows you to write scripts in VS Code, and it's to sync with Roblox Studio. No Python or C++. I haven't learned C++ yet. For Python, I don't like Python just because of the fact that using tabs to define stuff is kind of messy, but it is what it is. Like they don't even have like at least like Lua has the end statement, right? Python is just tabs. Loki kind of cooked. All right, let's do this. Okay. Now it's here, and then if we are already touched and we're progressing to the next part, essentially we destroy ourselves and we trigger next. So local function trigger next, right, would be equals to part, and then we'll just write a little stick here where end and local step. We can't see what you're typing, or I bet. Oh, this looks so cancerous for me, but it's fine. That always bugged me out on Python too as well. Yeah, bro, I could not get over it. What am I making on Roblox right now? I am making a tycoon game called Build a B2B Simulator, which is essentially a play on YC startup culture where you build your own startup. You scam your investors and you scam your employees as well to increase the size of your tycoon. Um, we can't even. Oh, yeah. I had a error for 5 days in Python, and it was because of spacing. Not fun. That's so crazy. All right, let's do this. So trigger next part. Local step. I mean, let's see this. Local step. I want to make this a little bit more intuitive. Let's see what I've already had here. So whenever I'm progressing, I play a silly animation. I fade the model, and whenever we're progressing the player, we kind of have to know what step we're going to next. So should I just assume it's the next step? Probably. Okay. Logo step, current step, and then just be oh, just show next, no? Oh wait, I'm so stupid. Show part, right? It should just be show part, and essentially we should just take local step dot. Also, what's my app? Oh, Malik, you don't know about my app? This is my app right here. This is the app that has 1,000+ users. It's a Valorant strategy planning tool that I built like within like a year ish. I started it in high school, and it's a tool to allow like Valorant players and esports teams to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, and just bringing all of that stuff into one single place where it has all the abilities updated, it has all the size of the abilities updated, as well as all the maps updated, and allows you to take notes, like do stuff like drawing, adding images, and like writing text and like sharing them with your team and stuff. What is LARPing? LARPing is essentially lying. Well, okay, it's faking it till you make it, but in a different level where you're trying to become part of a entire like group you're not in. Do you play Valorant as well, or do you just develop? So I play Valorant. I play like Valorant has to be the one game that low-key has a chokehold on me. I've been playing consistently for like 5 years, and like it's the one thing that I haven't dropped ever. So essentially, we can do local. Um, we can just player right now. Player. We don't even need the step, honestly. And I can just do this where we can do essentially um find first child tycoon reference, and we can go player dot tycoon reference dot value dot billboard dot all that. I mean, necessarily no. I think I should put this in the progress here. I think this makes more sense. So reference dot value dot find first child, and then we do this where we find the first child, which is the current step. So we can kind of get the current step from doing player local current step current progress would be equal to data manager profiles dot progress, and then essentially we can do this where we can find current progress. So find first child with this folder name, and we can do am I using TikTok Studio? Yes, I am. I've never played. You should really try it. It's an addictive game indubitably. All right, current progress dot number one. We need to like do this essentially. So we need to do part dot billboard GUI dot frame dot background visible, and then essentially, and then this let's go into here. Let's do local um current folder, and it's equal to that, and then we can replace it with current folder, and then we can do current folder dot progress pad dot item to show, and then we can like tab this out so it's formatted correctly. Nice. On Mac, no, I'm on Windows right now. All right, let's see this. What ID? This is cursor. This is essentially just a fork of VS Code. So think of it like as VS Code Lite. All right, nice. So it's gonna get mad at me, which is fine. Where is this at? This is Billboard GUI. Background is not a member of. Oh, why is it saying background? No, it should be this. So let's go into here, the init state, and it should be dot visible equal true. There's no need for background here. So now let's run the game again, and we can just start like decoding the errors that are coming from bad linting. Okay, now we can go through here. Okay. All right. So first thing to know that it's going good is that this is showing up on initialization, which is absolutely sick. And now it's saying attempting to index nil would get attribute. What would this be? Attached to progress pad. Um. Oh, because sometimes we actually just delete that part. Oh, that's not very nice, is that? Um. Let's see. But is it ever deleted? No. I mean, let's look at this right here. Seeing how you've been able to code for a while already, would you say actually going to school has taught me anything new? Um, tisk. I would say yes and no. Again, I'm taking the very intro Python class in college right now. That's all I've taken. So I didn't learn anything new from that, except for like, of course, Python. Sorry, like, cause I knew Python, but I really wasn't like doing Python too much. Like it forced me to like do my projects in Python, which is cool as well. But apart from that, I didn't really learn anything crazy. But of course, I expect like my next semester, I'm probably gonna learn a lot of stuff that's different because I'm learning C++. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. See now you've been able to. Oh wait, no, that's the same question. I can't wait to hop on Roblox Studio. I'm still designing my core game loop and monetization and module plans. Yeah, bro. Planning the game was such a thing for me. That's what I worry about the most constantly. Like when I hop off stream, I'm not worrying about like, hey, can I code this? I'm worrying about, hey, are all these systems gonna click together? Because I kind of designed this game in a rush. What am I getting for Christmas? I have absolutely zero idea. Mm-mm-mm. All I want for Christmas is Roblox. Okay, let's do this. Tycoon 1, 2, 3. Oh, it deletes them. That's not nice. We have messed up sorely. Let's go to here. Current step is if current progress is greater than step, rather. This should be it. All right, now we shouldn't have that error happening. So let's save this and we should be fine theoretically. Okay, so yes, no errors. And I just want to do this where we have a function called show part. Now, show part is not called until, at least it should be called. This game has mad potential. It's just so niche on Roblox. I don't know if it'll blow up. Don't worry. I have a LinkedIn audience. I have a LinkedIn audience. I have a TikTok audience. Max amount of times it should be fine enough. I'm not expecting it to be like a crazy like top 10 charter, but at least to like have like what 10K visits is enough for me. I don't care that much. You know, it also proves that I can make a Roblox game, which is cool. I think that's more cool than anything. If it is a success, then show part player. I think that's valid enough take to make. And of course, we can go through this entire process. Let's run this right here. So let's see. All right. Walk. Boom. Boardwalk GUI is not a valid member of Tycoon.3. Is it not? I swear to God it is. So let's go in here. Tycoon.3. If you go into workspace, you go into this, and we go to this. It's gonna be buy button. That makes sense. What tech stack is this? This is just Roblox, twin. So Roblox, we're using Rojo to sync it between VS Code and Roblox, and we're using Profile Store to keep things in sync. Yeah, like you said, planning is so important. We need to think about algos metrics these days. Yeah. Um, you think your fiance is buying you a MacBook? W. You bought her a car? Holy goat. How long am I gonna be live? Probably for like the next hour. Cause I'm kind of getting a little bit hungry, so I'm gonna like grab some grub, and then, there's a high chance I stream. There's a high chance I stream. Uh, but all right. It's a high stream I stream to tonight as well. The um how did you go about planning the game out? So honestly, I would just like word dumped. I drew out an entire like framework on my computer, and then I kind of like word dumped to Chat GPT and just talked about like systems that I was like thinking about. And then once I got a concrete implementation, I would just write it down and just keeping that in accordance, essentially. What am I gonna eat? I have zero. I think I'm gonna eat cake, low key. Cake sounds about like right. So like chopped Christmas, which is fire. Um, let's see this here. Um, let's look at this here. What are you guys talking about? How did I learn scripting? It's kind of been a because I already have background programming experience. It's kind of been a mixture of like going in, diving in, and seeing how it is to write Lua. Like looking at the steps and like searching up stuff on the internet, watching YouTube videos, and just like doing stuff essentially. It's mostly just the same. Um, buy button, right? Yeah. All right. I should probably change the name from let's look buy button. It's actually not referenced anywhere. Good. So I can change the name to progress pad. Let's do this. Uh, what's the most complex game mechanic you've ever coded? Well, technically, I'm not even a game dev, so I don't have the most complex game mechanic I've ever coded. So, in terms of like most complex thing I've ever coded, um, what is the most complex thing I've ever coded? I would say this entire application in itself, it's kind of complex because a bunch of systems like kind of relying on each other. I think the most complex thing I've ever coded would be the line simplification algorithm for this drawing system right here. But apart from that, everything is kind of like it gets less complex the more you abstract it into smaller things. So whenever I'm thinking about it as being quote unquote complex, I'm thinking about it in like these smaller parts, and then it's like, hey, how hard was it to do this small, like this small little thing, right? Um, yo, bro, I use Draw.io software. It's an absolute W2 for design and all the plans for a game. I'll definitely look into it. Uh, difference between coding, programming, and scripting. So scripting is much more different from programming necessarily. Coding and programming is all the same word jumble. People are just like doing it back and forth. I would say coding is more of a layman's term. Like if you say coding, like anybody knows what coding is. Programming is what like the quote unquote high elites likes to call themselves. Like I'm not a coder. No, I'm a programmer, right? Um, but scripting in itself is more of your it's more of the idea that you're building little tools rather than building entire like quote unquote software applications. So scripting is more like you're just dishing out instructions to do in order, and it's less object oriented and more like just like literally instructions, right? Day to day cloud code cursor. I would say cursor day to day is much more likely. Um mm, mm. Oh, it's just like a drawing application thing. I use Figma instead, low key. Figma is like way better than me for me. Figma.com for planning out systems is absolutely crazy. By the way, Lua's interpretation has string interpolation, so you don't need to concatenate, really? So wait, I think you're looking at this piece of code, right? I don't need to do this, essentially. I can just do like this. Uh-oh. Only one statement per line is allowed. Do I really not need to do this? Let's do that much. I am more of a Excalibur person because I can easily like do other things apart from like drawing like graphs and stuff. I can like actually draw on it, which is really cool. And I can just do like the classic stuff, like putting diagrams and all that stuff and making flow charts. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's this portion of show part where it's like, okay, current progress, um, current folder, and then we just say progress pad. So I'll just rename this to be current pad. And then now I can go into Roblox Studio, go in here, change the name from buy button to progress. Oh shoot, I have to change for everything else. That kind of sucks, but I can just do this, copy and paste, enter, copy and paste, enter, copy and paste, enter. Okay, now that's kind of working. You need to call it metaphor, but it's definitely there. All right, bet. I will look into it after then. All right, let's run this code and see how it's going. All right, so I'm gonna try to walk onto this button. The next thing that should happen is that the next patch should come up. Boop. Nope, it didn't work. Okay. So Billboard GUI is not a valid member of. Did I not save my script? I did not save it. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Okay. Um, I also try Figma. I haven't really used it just by having a free student plan over there. Yeah, use Figma. You don't even need the free student plan. I literally use a free account on Figma and it does everything I want it to do. It's like I use it for all of my UI design needs. Absolutely goated. But it does have its issues, but it's absolutely goated. All right, let's go in here and like just walk onto this. Progress pad is not a valid member of. Okay, let's do this. This to. It's still called buy button. Still got buy button. Still got buy. Okay. Wow, that was weird. All right, let's go back and see if I can fix this. Oh, because I was in play mode when I did that. Oh, yeah, that's my bad. It doesn't save the changes you make in play mode. Now, if I run this, it should be fine. Yeah, Lua's hella easy compared to all of that stuff. Definitely. Nice. Progress pad underscore pad. So we can do this. Oh shoot. I'm not supposed to be doing. Alright, where is this happening? This is happening in economy manager question mark? Or progress pad is happening in where? This is progress pad. So I'm writing wrong code here. Oh. And it would just be current pad dot transparency. Nice. I pay for commissions for the game models right now. I'm talking with someone to do game model stuff with. So yeah. Uh, okay, let's do this. Let's see this where you do that. Sometimes like play mode save changes, and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it's weird. All right, let's see this now. Boom. Uh-oh. We're cooking. Boom. Ooh. Boom. Oh shit. There's no there's no item. Is it? Let's see. Attempt to index nil with progress pad. What's the issue here? Uh current progress dot progress pad. Huh. Oh, yeah, there's no next part. Oh, there's no next one. There's no next one. That's why it's like that. Oh. Okay, so we built the tycoon building system then. That's so cool. All right, nice, nice, nice. So essentially, when you come in, you load into the freaking game, and then whenever you essentially start the freaking game, right? You can come in, you can buy your stuff, boom, keep going to the next upgrade, boom to the next update grade, and boom to the next upgrade. Nice. Good progress, lad. Thank you, man. All right, now that we've done that much, I could probably git commit here. So git add, git commit. Blah, blah, blah. I might do I have everything saved? I think I have everything saved. Uh, what about a cash generator? Just an idea. Oh, so okay, so the cash generators are actually the interns. So the interns are cash generators. So the interns are cash generators as well as your investors are cash generators. So those are the generators, and the rest are just like trying to do other stuff, right? I'll probably add like visual effects to make it know that they are making you money, but apart from that, that's pretty much it. And of course, that's not gonna work. That's fine. Let's see right here. Mm. Would there be different devs that make cash or just interns and investors? There's going to be interns and investors. For now, there's going to be a third viable, which is there's going to be UGC creators, and all UGC creators do is that they basically make sure you maintain a certain level of hype, base hype. What about the saving? So you just have to save their progress upon joins and leaves. So saving is working. The reason why you can't see it visually is because I'm actually going. Let me go into my code. If you go into data in it, I'm using profile store, and I'm using if you look right here, I'm setting it to 1 because that's for testing purposes. But ideally, if I just remove this right here and I'm not manually setting it, it should literally just work. So now if I do this, progress should be saved theoretically. So even your money saves as well already, but like just like progress of your attempted to index nil would get attribute. Not very nice. Oh, I know why that is. All right. Where's this at? Actually, is this on show part? Oh, this is right. Oh, this is right here. Okay. I know why this is. All right. I'm gonna start doing that. That's actually smart. Thank you, man. Let's see. What am I looking for here? The reason why this is happening is because in the tycoon handler. Oh no, where's that at? It's gonna be in the no progress pad. Progress pad right here. In the progress pad, when we're doing the show part function, we don't call it on. So let's do this actually. So this is player current pad show part. Okay. So when we're doing the init, I want to basically write a step that, hey, if it's already lower than it, then show all of them, right? Show all of these stuff. So essentially, I'm gonna make you have model tween. I can just do a for loop that instead of using tween services, just does that. So get descendants and then do as a base part table inserts. Okay, let me GPT this. What's the difference between data store and profile store? I never used profile store before. Okay, so data store is the base like system for saving stuff in Roblox entirely. And profile store is a quote unquote like package that basically gives you a bunch of easy ways, easy primitive so you can like do saving and iteratively saving very easy. So profile store is particular in the like in the fact that all of the data for profile store is centered around the player. So data you're saving is always centered around the player's object, right? So if you go into data manager right here, boom, right? So this is the manager rather. Okay, so in data manager, we have data manager.profile. So this is like the current active list of all of the players within the game. Now, if you go to data init, this is where like when the player joins, what we're doing is that we're making a profile template. So the profile template actually has what the data looks like. So this is what the player's data looks like. It has the progress, it has their hype, it has their funding, it has available funding, and it has MMR, right? So available funding is essentially right now what is inside the picker, the revenue board. That's what available funding is, right? And MMR is something I'll figure out later. And investors, the current investors you have, and this is just the amount of investors you have right here, right? And then you also have, so from in the data init class, what we do is that we take, data init, give me a second. What we do is that we take this and make this the data template, and then whenever a player essentially joins, so player dot added, we're essentially starting this, and then we're populating it with like default data if the player doesn't have any data, and then we're essentially just like setting that to the current like store. So it's quote unquote state management and saving all at one, which is absolutely insane. And I love that for that fact that you can both use that to manage states and automatically save as well. So it takes out all the headache of building your entire like own save system with data store on Roblox, but just using profile store instead, which is really, really cool. So let's fix this part here though. So the issue with the current code, let me go to progress pad, and let me just close others for my sanity. So use the store players tycoon progressions too as well. Yes. Am I using cursor? Yes, I am using cursor right now. All right, let's do this much. Alrighty. I want to take a gander at this. So look, the issue here is that number one, whenever we do init state, we genuinely kind of delete everything else that is not within the current state, which is kind of evil, guaranteed. But is something that should we be doing? Probably not. Is this necessary? 6-7, maybe. Like, but I'd love to take the approach of just like killing it entirely, which is like more okay. Because like when we destroy this part, right? The next step, it's like it's trying to reference the part we just killed. And it's like, yo, that doesn't exist anymore. Am I making a Roblox game? Yes, I am. How about this? So if part dot nil, then return end, essentially. So this is how we prevent this from happening. And essentially, whenever we destroy the parts, we just want to go in and show all the parts within this. So I'm going to make a function that I will end up abstracting out later, which is going to be called local function show all parts in model. So we attach model, and we basically do this model get children, do if it's a base part, blah 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 blah. Rather we do get descendants, I think. Descendants, and we can do this. So if it's the base part, we do all of that, and then part dot transparency equals 0, and this should work. Also, you cannot say part. You can say not part. Oh, that is also a way to say it as well. So instead of saying equals nil, we can say not part as well. That is a huge way to go about it. Okay, so show all parts in model, and before we kill it, we just do this. Show all parts in model, except now that we have the actual tycoon, right? So part dot get. Okay, so we can do parts dot parent dot part to show. I think this should work. What stack is this? This is Roblox. We're making a Roblox game right now. Okay, so the reason why I have the parts equals nil here is that the init state function deletes like the buttons that are not necessary anymore. So there could be a case, there is always going to be a case that if we've already like passed that section. It could already be deleted, and this doesn't know and is trying to reference it, right? Dara, how tall I am? I am like about 6 foot. I like to keep it on the low end. So yeah, let's do this here, and we end it, and now we run this. Boom. How's AI with Roblox games? So. It's not always the best. Honestly, did I save it before I ran it? No, I didn't. That explains that. So save and then run. Next one, follow. All right, we save and we run it. Bloop, 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 bloop. So part to show is not a member of workspace.tycoon. That's cute enough. And we do this. I just want to make sure. What is it called? One item to show rather. Okay, nice. I just named it wrong. So let's do this. Yes. Where do I name it? Part to show? Name it should be item to show. Item to show. Boop, boop. Am I using Visual Studio Code? Yeah, and no, I'm using Cursor right now, but it's basically the same thing. Except for like, of course, the AI interactions is better. Let's go in here. Attempt to index nowhere. Get attribute still happens. Ooh. Ooh, that's an issue now. Part.get. Oh, part.parent.get item to show. But why is it still attempt to index nil with get attribute? That still gets me the wrong way, no? I mean, I'm just genuinely confused here. Let's go back to Roblox and see. What would you use to create a logo for an app? I always use Figma. Figma is where I create all the logos for my application. So I kind of go in there, I get ideas, and I make logo. Like I made the logo for this thing, linked out, literally IO. Like just put a button, put IO on there, and boom, right? Bunch of unorganized script as well. Yeah, they're supposed to. The issue with this is that I tried to get like having folders working in Rojo, but for some reason it just kept crashing. It kept like not working. So I have pushed it aside to get folders working eventually, and I just want to focus on actually writing code right now. Um, I don't recommend using destroy, to be honest. Just install Trove and use debris. What is that? Trove, debris, Roblox. Roblox object tracking cleanup automatically that prevents memory leaks and by scheduling object deletion. Um, I'll look at it. It seems very interesting that it automatically does it. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. And also does, but on rare cases, I think. All right. I will look into those. It took me quite a bit to get into Rojo as well. It's gonna take me quite a bit to get into that. But it should I should be able to get my head around it. You can use Figma on your browser. I have the actual Figma app because I found it performs better than in the browser, so that's why I have the app. Essentially, it's just an Electron wrapper at the end of the day here, but it still performs better than it does on the website. This would follow at least. All right, let's look at this freaking portion. This is such. Okay, I'm very curious as to why I keep getting this. That's like my voice line. Very curious as to why. That's funny. All right, let's clear this and let's run. Okay, it's like boom, boom. I attempted to index nil, but get attributes. But I'm confused. We're saying, la, 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 la. Am I deleting the right thing? Part.player, the function in the state. Oh, wait. Wait. I might be deleting the wrong thing, chat. Holy crap. Just look at this. So Part.parent. It's just the parts itself. This is the part itself. Mm, how about we remove this just for a second? Remove the destroy. Forget about performance and trying to optimize. Let's just try to run this. Okay. Boom. As you can see, all of the stuff is loaded in with this apparently being missing. That's fine. But yeah, everything is loaded in here, right? But it still runs with attempted to index nil with progress pad. Show pad dot progress pad. Why is it nil though? Oh, that's the third one. Never mind. I'm tweaking. Um what programming language is that? Thank you for the knowledge. This is Lua U. It's a scripting language built for Roblox. I want to go into data in it and like just go back and fix this data in it. And just for debugging sake, I'm going to have my progress set back to 1. And now I'm going to run the game. Boom. 1. Okay, now we walk over it. Boom. Next one. Boom. Now, the issue is this doesn't exist. Don't worry. Actually, a good way to test this is to run it again, right? We run it again, and then we only buy the first one, and then we can end the script that automatically sets it to 1, and then we can do all of that jazz. Lua, no, yeah, we're using Lua U right now. Lua. All right, so we go into here, and I'm just gonna nuke this for a second. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so it actually does load it in, which is nice. So it saves the player's progress up to this point. Of course, there's an issue with the fact that this is still here. Not very bueno. But ideally, we do this. Oh, it is not working. Attempt to index nil with progress pad here. With show part. I mean, no. Let's go back to the game. Where am I gaming at? Um, mm, mm, mm. Oh yeah, this is how you go back to the game, right? Yes. Use a placeholder motor for the third place. The rest, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. That makes sense. Except no, because if I do that, then oh wait, would I? Because the issue is that I know what. Let me just fix this in my code actually. Let's go to here and it does show part. So the reason why that is happening on the third one is because there's supposed to be a next part to show, but there is no next part. So I'm gonna actually go to my let's see. If you go through this entire code, and we go to progress, and we do hey, progress is true. We fade the model in, and then we play the silly animation, right? Um, mm, 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 mm. Wait, why are we doing this show part thing? Huh? Huh? What does this do? Show part. Okay, let's rename this. This is a bad name right here. This is simply just a bad name. Let's rename this from show part to show progress pad. It is very important because that's what we're showing, not just any part. Progress. Oh, thanks for the gift, Malik. Oh my God, thank you. What's with the other IDE? This is just Roblox Studio. This is Roblox Studio. This is the default ID for Roblox. Holy buns. This is I'm syncing Roblox Studio with Rojo to get it into Cursor, so I can actually edit in a real IDE. But yeah, that's the entire stick right there. And now, funny enough, let's go back to the game. Let's do all this. Going to be. Let's reset our progress. Progress pad, economy manager. Let's go into data in it and fix that. So I'm just going to go into this portion. Where's the part that I just like commented out right here? All right. That's pretty neat, but kind of scuffed. Yeah, it's scuffed, but it is what it is. We work with what we have right here. All right, let's go in here. We walk on this. Boom. Now we close the game. We go back here, and we kill this essentially, and then we run the game back again. Boom. Nice. So this is saved in terms of progress. We don't get any errors, which is nice to know. And then when we run this, boom, no errors. And of course, this is going to error out because of the fact there is literally um, no progress path for the next one. That is what the issue is. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. So show progress pad. Progress pad. Where's that at? Oh, not in here. Show progress pad. And then we're going to be like, yo, yo, yo. If, right. All right. If we do this, space, 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 right? Um, next folder. If next folder equals nil, then return. So we won't get the error anymore, essentially. So we've gated it so that, hey, if there's no next content, we don't show the next progress pad. Life is literally that simple. Wrong application. Now we can run this. Okay, now that life is literally that simple, we don't get an error when the game starts, of course. And boom, we are in a good state right now. Of course, now we got to delete these ones. Okay, so back to the initial issue. Have you ever used search algorithms in your programming, like depth search? Um, uh, maybe slightly. But of course, like I always just use like the not but I've never really used search algorithms because I never force like get myself to a state where I'm using search algorithms. Because like the thing I would say I use quote unquote search algorithms would be the most is literally here. But the reason why I don't have to use search algorithms is because I'm using key value pairs actually here. So they're stored in the map and the searching for them is like O of 1. So I don't have to do anything crazy. How do I just keep motivated programming? I try to make myself build projects that I'm actually interested in, and that gives me an incentive to show up every single day. And you also kind of have to kind of love it, I guess, slightly. But having building something you're really interested in is gonna make you so that you show up every single day. Not every single day, but almost every single day, no matter what. Is it a bad habit to not care about search algorithms unless pointed out by your peers? I don't think it's crazy work. Um, at the end of the day, if you're not like heavily performance intensive, it doesn't really matter that much. Like, um, at the end of the day, if you're using like your program, like your default programming language, like quote unquote functions, they already have those implemented within it. Goat, what made me get into Roblox? Cause like the initial process of me even wanting, like literally wanting to program in the first place, like code in the first place, was literally because I wanted to make video games, right? So I started off with Scratch, and then went into Roblox Studio because I played Roblox games, and I was like, "Yo, this is hard." And then I eventually gave up, and then I went to Unity Game Dev, and I gave up on Game Dev as well. And then eventually, after like 2 to 3 years, I started building applications, and then I was like, "Yo, this is not easy." But this is far easier than game dev, and that made me like love programming even more. And I started going more into that entire sphere. And now I'm here. I'm a better dev, and I want to go back to game dev just for like 2 weeks and see what's going on. So yeah. Uh, this is very very cool. Yeah, it is very fun. So now we've got the entire tycoon system. Oh, there's like a bunch of decimals. That's my fault. Boop. And then, of course. Okay, so what's next in my tasks? Let's see what we've done today. I fixed the UI. I have when am I done? What else am I looking for here? That's probably not the right one. Inbox. Test the process of saving a tycoon. Nice. Add to intern desk. Yes. What else next? Integrate the linked out with the LARP laptop. Do I do that? Just watch my vid about C++ and my favorite language, by the way. Did you pray? Uh, yeah, that was a banger video. I love that. This would follow you, Noni. All right, let's look at I guess what to do next would be to integrate what I like to call the LARP top. So we can kind of get our LinkedIn stuff like showing up. So if you look at un segundo right here, I have a tool, a like little mini game called Linked Out, which is essentially like a fake version of LinkedIn where you just click a bunch of buzzwords and then you post them and you get a bunch of hype from that. Now I want to integrate it where you only see this when you open a laptop, and I'm going to call it the LARP top. So we're going to start getting like started with that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do like a laptop. And we can get that going. Just going to follow grape. And I'm just going to get like some random old laptop. I should probably like remove this visibility filter. What productivity software is that? It's Akiflow. It's a productivity software that kind of combines a bunch of stuff into together, like Google Calendar integration, all of that into one different suite, into one like complete suite. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not for everyone. I would say the best alternative to this is TickTick, which is probably better for most people, but for my specific use case, it's really nice. Um, Thanks for the shares, Devin. Yeah, Toolbox. Yes, I'm gonna be using Toolbox. No, I'm not a scripter. Yes, I'm cooked. Um, let's just use this. I think this is basic enough model. Let's see. It's just a laptop, with a bunch of keys there. That's fine. And uh, uh, thumbnail camera. What's that? Oh, that's the camera for the thumbnail. We can delete stuff. Union, part mesh, part mesh, part mesh. Okay, so no hidden scripts in this model. That's cool. Uh, what's it called? The calendar thing? It's called Akiflow. Akiflow. But yeah. Notion's yeah, Notion's pretty good as well. I'm low key a Notion hater. That's because I'm a Obsidian kind of guy, but that's like I'm not really a Notion hater, but I do love Obsidian more than ever. So yeah. Let's do this. LARP top, and then this is what I like to call the LARP top, and I'm gonna move it over here, and I'm gonna get a cardboard box. So something like this, I guess, would be nice. Okay. Let's look at the model for this thumbnail camera. Okay, nice. We're gonna delete this much. What specific theme is the LARPing gonna be? So the LARPing is gonna be shit posting on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I already built the interface for that, so let me show you. So essentially, you go into LinkedIn on the computer when I build the not the laptop, the LARP top, okay? Not a laptop, a LARP top, okay? You go into LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, linked out rather, linked out, and then you click a bunch of buttons. I built a exit, innovate, synergy, data driven, whatever, blah 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 blah, and then you click all the hype words you want, and then you post it, boom, right? And then you get a lot of hype right here. That's the most important part. Obsidian on top, yes, we are Obsidian nerds. Mm-mm. All right, let's take this off. Boom. All right. Now let's take the LARP top. Let's move it to, essentially we're going to place this right smag dab on top of here. Oops. Probably like this. One, and then two. Probably enough like this. This is essentially how it's gonna be going. We should probably stack it up on 2 cardboard boxes. So let's take the cardboard box. Honestly, I can just like control D this. Stack it up on top of each other here. Maybe have some rotation in terms of like how it's oriented. So use 3 oriented like this, and then have this as well be on top of it like this. How far are you? I watched your live stream. I didn't finish. So right now we are going pretty good. I'm building the core interface of where you LARP, and overall we've got the tycoon building working. So like the actual underlying system works now. All we need is to get models, and we'll get models from like the modeler when he's done with that. And the hype system works now. So and the LARPing system works now. But I want to build the LARP computer, so it's easier for me to go through the process for that. Okay, so you get this, you raise it up, blip, 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 boom, smack dab right on there. I'm probably gonna take this down as well. Oh shoot, oh shoot, I need to move this down a little bit. Okay, move it to the right a little bit so it seems realistic. This is a realistic stacking method, right? And then I can take the LARP top and I can put it right here, almost. I'll probably rotate it as well. Blip, blip. Now that is looking more legit. Okay. And then I just need to group these two together. So I'm gonna group these, group as model. Now I can move them around. So we're gonna move them way. Oh nope. Move these way over, probably like here to the side as well. And we're just gonna have this like oriented like this, so it feels a little bit better. All right. Am I new to Lua? I mean, I just started like learning Lua like fully about like 6 days ago. So that's how it's going for my progress with Lua. Um, mm, all right, let's do this. So now, of course, this is not gonna be with the rest of them. I'm gonna call them LARP top. It's the full LARP top, and I'm gonna place this here. What classes am I gonna do next semester? So my next semester classes, let me figure out what they are. I think I'm taking ooh, I totally forgot. Let me figure that one out. I'm just gonna take my two comp sci classes and 2 comp sci classes, 1 math class, and 1 language class. That's my setup for next semester. It's a hard learning web development stuff when I'm balls at designing stuff. Yes. Yeah, Yanoni, I get you. That's why I low key the best way to get good at design, because as someone who actually forced myself to learn design, my entire take on the best way to get good at design is to literally just steal a bunch of ideas from several different places. Steal a bunch of ideas from several different places and iterate. So whenever you want to build something, think about how does this guy do it? And essentially copy what they do. Eventually, you keep copying a whole lot that your entire repertoire of copying starts actually creating sort of new ideas, and then that becomes a foundation for you. Um, Ukrats, you said, is this Roblox? Yes, this is Roblox. Thanks for the follow, Ukrats. Um, nice. I think I'm 2 maths and 2 CS and physics. Holy crap, physics is cooked. That's actually really helpful though. No problem, man. Also, if you need references for where to get like designs from, you can use this little website. I'm sure there's other alternatives, but the one I've seen is called Mobbin, and you can search up like basically whatever UI you're looking for, whether it's like sign up pages or whatever, and you see a bunch of like implementations from different companies, and you can like look at them and like see it in detail and stuff. I don't know why they started locking stuff behind a paywall. That just kind of sucks. But it is what it is, though. Uh, do I have any ML experience for deep research? We're looking for engineers for an open source prod. I have zero experience on that. So yeah, what's this site called? It's called Mobbin. Mobbin. So Mobbin. I'm sure there's alternatives to it. So there's probably alternatives to Mobbin somewhere. I think designfield.com, all that stuff. So you can probably look at those. So yeah. Mm. Do you guys use AI at all to supplement my learning? 100%. It's like I just use it as like quote unquote better Google search when I need to like explain things in detail, rather. Um, got it. Thanks, no problem, man. Alrighty, let's look at what I'm trying to do. Is it's the LARP top right here. All right, so we got the LARP top available, fully functioning right here, and when I run the game, it should follow me. So 1, 2, 3, nice. So if you can see right here, the LARP top is right here. Oh, you can you can kick it around. That's not very helpful, is that? But yeah. Hopefully I'll catch you next live. I gotta go. All right, I'll see you, man. I will be live later today at like 7 p.m. EST as well, 7 to 8 p.m. EST. So, yeah, because I'm probably gonna end live like 10 minutes. So I gotta eat lunch. I haven't eaten lunch. How did I go about learning Lua? Because I had background programming experience, learning Lua, like at least in its current state, was not too difficult for me. I literally just hopped in, looked at a bunch of like reference code, asked ChatGPT some questions, and I just started writing it. So it wasn't like too hard for me because I had a reference knowledge. But if you don't have reference knowledge, it's gonna be quite difficult because you're gonna have to learn what's a for loop, what's all of that, what's all these little things. Also K helped. I also had a bunch of viewers as well helping. Um, so yeah, make a cutscene. Katie, you literally read my mind. I'm gonna add a like initial cutscene when you first start the game, where it's like you and your buddy like start a startup, and then you try to pitch to investors, but you get kicked out of YC, and so you get your first investor as your grandma instead. Is it Christmas for me yet? No, 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 it's not Christmas yet. It's actually what is it? It's 3/27 on the 24th for me. I love it. Thank you, Katie. All right, let's look at questions. So I learned JS like the basic variables and loops and iterators, functions. Uh, yeah, 17. Finish your sentence and I'll read it in total. It's Christmas for you. Merry Christmas, man. Um, but grandma doesn't care about the hype. Yeah, grandma won't care about the hype, but she's like, oh my god, son is like quote unquote posted on LinkedIn question mark. Should I move on to the video tutorials of projects or should I continue learning JS functions like async and more? I would say async is definitely something you should learn. I believe it's very important, especially on web. Yeah, learn async and then do projects. Yeah, Kayla read my mind. Like with some languages, you can kind of escape with async if you're doing like a local first application. Like maybe you use async once in a while, but on JS on the web, you will be using async a whole lot with APIs and stuff, and having to wait on like network requests, all that stuff. Um, all right, let's do this. All right, let's ground the LARP top. LARP top, we're gonna ground it here. So anchor, anchor. Are they anchored? Anchored, yes. The models for these are not anchored though. Anchored, yes. All right. Um, personally, didn't have to since the SAS we use is pretty much a drag and drop law. Does the async for us? That's really nice. Gotta go. I'll be on when you're back on. All right, bet. See ya, Malik. I finally have free time, so I'm going to be learning all day this break. That's fine. Yeah, we are all learning this break. I'm literally like this entire point of this break is to learn a whole bunch of stuff. Merry Christmas to you as well. Okay. All right. Let's make sure this is not broken here. All right. It does not like break. Nice. So let's do a. Did you get the gift? Oh my God! Thank you so much. Oh my God! Thank you for the trampoline. Kay. That might low-key be the most I've ever been gifted, like ever. Like ever. Thank you so much. Let's see this. $20 for you, bro. What? That's crazy work. Thank you so much, bro. All right. Hold on. I want to learn something. Roblox proximity UI or whatever thing. I'm looking for something like that. No, man. Anyways, have a good day. Have a good day as well. Proximity prompt. This. Roblox proximity prompt. How's it going? An object in the world lets you prompt players to interact with an object in the 3D world. Okay, let's do that. So just add a proximity point to this. And we can do LARP top, LARP revenue board, all that stuff. And then we can add a proximity prompt here. Proximity prompt. Boop. Now we gotta figure this out. Coding the day before Christmas Eve, always on the grind. Yes. Can I help you find a tech role that would be future proof and stable? I would say just go into cybersecurity. That's as stable and future proof as it gets, possibly. Gamepad key code. I would say E button is probably button. Oh, that's gamepad. X is fine. Exclusively E, hold duration 0. Max activation distance. Text, object text. Open. LARP top. And then you can kind of do that. And then we can have a script attached onto this, and that should be fine. I'm about to dive into web development just for the side money work. Nice. All right. Can I see this? Absolutely not. Oh shit. Okay, let's figure that one out. Why doesn't this work? I mean, can I even see it here? Clickable, enabled, archive text. If I move this around, I give it like a 5 value here. I still cannot see it. Try putting it in a part and not the model. All right, let's do this. Probably, which part of it? Probably the screen part now. Okay, so if I put it in this part, um, it also has to be server. I'm fine if it's server sided, but anyway, gang, I stumbled into your live 4:30 a.m. on the other side of the world. All right, man. See you. Good night. Okay, so if I run this now, I should be able to see it. I just want to see it in the first place. Like seeing it is such an important factor that Loki changes everything. I still can't see it. Do I have to attach a script to it to see it, or like what? Let's do a test. Let's do a test. Let's do a test. I'm gonna just put a random block on a random part on the ground, unrelated to everything, so we can just test how does this work. And I'm gonna drag this proximity prompt right under this part, and let's make sure we're looking at this right. Interaction, one button on hold duration E, max activation distance. We'll just make it like 30 now. Max indicator distance 0 question mark. Make it 10 question mark. And then we can keep having these. All right, let's run and let's see what's going on here. All right. Where's the random part? Is that it over there? I I think it's over here. All right, one, two. I think this is it. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I think what was missing was the max activation distance. So if we open the LARP top, then we get to LARP. Okay. So now essentially we can drag this proximity prompt right smack dab into here. Hopefully that should work. Does this mean I can play the game? Not yet. It's coming together, but it's not yet done. Okay, so it doesn't like being in a part. Now, what about being in here? I'm doing lead code. Are you proud? I'm proud of you, bro. You're locking in. Oh shit. Oh shit. No, it's not working at all. Do I just call it a day and go grab some dinner and then come back and fix this? Not dinner, lunch rather. What is Sweet? Sweet is software engineering. Like just literally it. Yeah, it looks like it's something with the way this is working right here. So I'm probably gonna grab some lunch, eventually come back like at probably like 7 p.m. EST, and then we'll see what's popping. All right, thank you, system authentication. All right, guys, nice work today. We made a whole bunch of progress. We'll be back in like what? How many hours? Uh, 4 to 5-ish hours from now. But yeah, what do you think helped me land an internship? I would say, having insane projects for my literally skill level. I was in high school when I built this entire thing. Um, um, insane projects. A lot of presence in the tech world, knowing a bunch of stuff. So yeah, am I solo dev? Yes, I am. Just like grinding out all my actual feasible stats would be a very good thing. But yeah, you guys want to talk to me off stream? Join my Discord in my bio. So yeah, while you got Valorant pulled up, I built this application right here. This is the application I built as a Valorant strategy planning simulator called Icarus. Basically allows you to plan Valorant strategies locally, and it's open source as well. How is the Roblox engine? It's low key fire. I mess with it so much. Oh, she does gas. Thank you, man. Um, it has the Roblox engine has its issues, but it's not that bad. Like it has some issues with the UI having like really bad primitives, but compared to like back in the good old days, it was Loki dog. Yeah, it's definitely gotten better. Yes, everything has bugs, man. Yeah, that is the case. By mid 2026, most likely some huge advancements. I would definitely be on a lookout then for those, and I'll probably do another Roblox dev challenge and see how difficult is it to build games in Roblox in 2026. Like visual effects completely advanced last year, really? Some cockroaches too, but mainly bugs. Nice. But yeah, I'm gonna grab lunch. We'll be back. If y'all want to chat to me off stream, talk into the Discord. We'll be back in like 4 hours as well. Stream again in 4 hours. But yeah, see you guys. Wait, how would I compare this to a non-Roblox game engine like UE or Unity? You definitely have a lot of freedom in Unity and all that stuff, but the issue with those is that you would have to handle all the stuff like server-side logic, all of this stuff yourself, which just sucks. If you just want to build a simple game that you can like market to a bunch of people very easily, like it's literally peak to literally use Roblox. You just got here, bro. Andrew, I'm gonna stream again in like 4 hours. Don't worry. Remember I was in live like talking about Roblox development. I do remember you as well. Just literally. I'm about to I'll be back in like 4 hours. My bad for asking a question while you're about to leave, but thank you for the insight. No problem, man. No problem. No problem. All right, guys. Join Discord if you want to talk to me off stream. I will be live in 4 hours. I will ping in the Discord when I go live. So if you go into like the Discord, you will know when it happens. Okay. All right, guys. I'm actually like gonna go now. See you. Oh crap. All right. I'm gonna go. you. I gotta stop YouTube. Yo, what's good, YouTube? Bye, YouTube.